Welcome into the Big Easy, New Orleans, Louisiana, where the 2-6 New Orleans Quads look to get off a 3-game losing streak against an opponent that's also lost the last 3 games. Somebody's streak has to end in a very wet and rainy New Orleans, Louisiana. Good evening, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Nordup, and with me is John Warren on color. Hi, John.
Hey, Colin, how's it going? Hey, listen, 2 teams on a 3-game losing streak might sound like a dire situation, but really both of these teams have something to play for here. They can both change their fortunes. Austin clearly still on the winning side of things. New Orleans has some catching up to do. But on a 3-game losing streak, both teams, I think, kind of come into this expecting a win. And even though Austin's got the highest rated scoring offense and New Orleans got the worst rated scoring defense, I think this game might be a little bit closer than it appears on paper. I'm excited to get this one kicked off.
New Orleans is very much a grinded out outfit. Austin, they've been high flying all season long. And we are underway. Kickoff is away, fielded from the 5-yard line up the middle. That is Fowler on the return, and Fowler will get knocked down at just before the 28-yard line, and that's where Austin will begin with Shy Ronnie at quarterback, Mike Woodstone at the tail. And they will swing over the pass over to one of those tight ends up over the 30-yard line. There'll be a 2-yard pickup for the Lone Stars, and John, this unit doesn't need too much of an introduction, but Mike Churchill has been a gem for them.
No, this entire offense is so stacked. Shirani has got so many weapons to choose from. Called a game earlier this season when she just looked spectacular with all of these options. Beaverhouse and Churchill. It is just an embarrassment of riches.
There's a run, and they've struggled to run the ball, have the Lone Stars, but for the Claws, they don't have a lot of people on the defense, but Jack Toulouse is definitely a guy to look out for.
Yeah, I like the secondary. It's a little bit unheralded, but those 2 players, Nathan Blake and Jack Toulouse, 2 really smart players. Nathan Blake especially is kind of quarterbacking this entire defensive unit, really the strong point of this Claws unit.
Here's Ronnie back to go. Flyers quickly over the middle, and catch made for the first down. Second completion, that is good to Mika Friday for 12.
Yeah, tight end really is a quarterback's best friend, especially with a check down like this. Just found a soft spot in the zone there. Mika Friday getting that catch and a first down, easy peasy. Austin moves the sticks.
Let's go. Come. 60 outlaw. Here we go.
We have a first down, a first and 10 situation. It's going to be a run, and picking up the first down.
Yeah, Mike Woodhouse.
Well, picking up 8 yards rather. It's 2nd and 2.
Yeah, Mike Woodhouse with a nice run there up the middle. Got some nice blocking. That's been a weird part of this offensive setup for the Lone Stars. Just not, a lot of talent, a lot of good blocking. And now, of course, the false start's going to back them up and make this into a 2nd and 7. That's ferocious, the backup tight end there. But, yeah, I mean, just the run game, strong on paper, not so much in practice. They really want to change that.
It's been an aerial circus, and Ronnie to throw again over the middle, catch made close to the 30-yard line, and now we have first down for the Lone Stars to overcome the penalty.
Yeah, Mike Churchill has just been outstanding this entire season so far, and I think is going to get a lot of targets here. Just a nice crossing route there in the middle of the field. So good in possession. Knows he's going to take a hit, and does. Still hangs onto the ball. Nathan Blake there, one of the heaviest hitters in football. Could not dislodge it. First down, Lone Stars.
Okay. We'll pick this next up here, and it'll be a run to touchdown, and his best run of the early game so far. Picks up 6, will be 2nd and 4.
That is Woodstone's, I think, 3rd carry. A much better start to this game than I think Woodstone has really gotten in the past few weeks. That balance is going to be important here.
There's Ronnie again to the flat. He finds Friday, and the tackle is made by Toulouse. As Ronnie is now 4-4, sets up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, good play there by Friday to get that extra couple yards after making that catch. And that's what's going again?
Somebody stopped touchdown, actually lost the yard as Salmon Sanders makes the tackle instead of a 4th and 3 and a likely field goal situation.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a field goal attempt here for Damon Webster.
So they're going to get a 3-point opportunity perhaps out of the situation. The visitors from Austin. We're going to get our first couple numbers off the board. And it's blocked! No, we don't get any numbers on the board.
They don't get it at all.
And the Claws recover the ball right at the 32.
Oh my gosh, look at that amazing play from Bailey off the corner. That is an incredible special teams heads-up play. New Orleans completely familiar with spectacular, heroic special teams play as a city. Years and years of special plays on special teams in this city, and the Claws getting in on the action with a huge block to get possession of the ball. Emmanuel Blackman coming off a terrible game last week, hoping to right the ship a bit.
Very tough. The Talons get the first carry to the way. 30, 20, 10, and on the first play for Spirit, New Orleans goes boom, 68 yards for the score.
This crowd is going absolutely nuts. You have the block, and you have immediately Chapatulas going more than half a field. I mean, that's a 70-yard touchdown run. Cruz cannot make the tackle. Just gets everything she wanted. Ray Chapatulas. Big back, impressive back. The Claws go up first. What a turn of events here.
And it's 6-0, and the extra point is blocked.
Oh my gosh! What is going on?
Just when we thought this start of this ball ain't going to get any more strange, and somehow manages to top itself.
Oh my gosh, another corner rusher coming off. The Claws actually pick it up, trying to make something of it, but can't do it. Oh my goodness. Well, we've got winning numbers 6 and over 50 for horizontal bingo. New Orleans with what a momentum turn, but then Austin getting that crucial block on the extra point. So only a 6-point lead for the Claws here. Will be taken over for a second while Colin gets some technical problems sorted out with his microphone. The rain maybe already affecting the special teams particularly. I mean, I don't know if these edge rushers are just, you would expect those edge rushers to not get the kind of footing that they would need to get that kind of jump on the snap to get the block, but both teams coming up with big crucial blocks here. Now, of course, we have Shy Ronnie coming back in to try to get Austin on the right side of the field.
All right, let's try this now.
Welcome back, Colin. It sounds a lot better. Hopefully, you are back.
I resettled some things, so apparently just a switch of the settings was all that needed.
Hey, audio is one of the weirdest things about broadcasting. It never quite works the way you expect it to.
And we have a $10 super chat, and it says we appear to enter the Twilight Zone. Do-da, 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 do-da. Yes, this game definitely has started off like the Twilight Zone, and Woodstone got his best run so far.
And you almost wonder if the Claws feel like maybe they have nothing to lose, right? I mean, they've got this losing record. Austin still kind of at the top of the standings, trying to fight for position. Maybe they're a little bit tighter. The claws are a little bit looser, and that could be a difference maker here.
Well, they did make some adjustments defensively in terms of backing off the blitz. That didn't help on the rush play by Tropopoulos. It's Ronnie, nice completion to the sideline as she continues her perfect streak and finds Beaverhausen out there for the first down.
Yeah, Eddie Beaverhausen there is just walking the tightrope on the sideline. She's had a couple really spectacular sideline catches this season. Shirani just so good at putting the football exactly where it needs to go. She's just had, again, can't say it enough, one of the best, first 8 or so games I've seen a quarterback have in the UFL. Just an outstanding showing so far.
Ball on the 37-yard line of New Orleans. Ronnie in the gun with Woodstone. She's back to throw. Fires and check down to Woodstone over the middle. Only gets the ball up to the 35, but so far the ball continues to have not hit the ground.
Yeah, that was a good check down. I didn't see anything downfield that looked open. This is, again, a good claw secondary. Shirani making the right choice.
Back to throw, Ronnie. Ronnie got a time, and down she goes. The blitz gets home. Anthony with the sack all the way back at the 38.
Cameron Anthony, not even really the primary middle linebacker for the Claws, but getting the penetration he needed to take Shirani down. That is something that the New Orleans Claws have really needed, some sort of penetration in the pass rush to put a little bit of less pressure on this talented secondary.
And Woodstone will empty out of the backfield as they go 5 wide receivers. In fact, he's to the bottom of the screen. Ronnie throws to the top side and they get the first down on 3rd down. Oh my goodness, Nico Rightway shows up in a big way for 28 yards.
Rightway, a little bit of the forgotten wide receiver in that incredible trio, but just you could see this develop the entire time. Just up that seam, perfectly thrown ball. Rightway stretches for the 10-yard line. I don't know if it's going to be quite 1st and goal. It's going to be really close. But Rightway just had that the entire time. Shirani saw it right away.
We have a 1st and 10 from the 10. And it's going to be another pass. Ronnie will take off and run this time. Oh, that wasn't a very wise decision. Florence makes the sack back at the 15. And that's the 2nd sack on the drive for the Claws.
Yeah, Clinton Forrest, easy read here. Just kind of hangs back a second, watches Shirani take the corner. I don't think Shirani saw that Florence had broken from the blocker. Not the best decision Shirani's made all season. Not a massive loss, but would have been better throwing that away.
And so they back up the sticks a little bit to the 15. 2:15 counting to go in the opening frame. New Orleans in front by 6. As Ronnie will throw to the side. Completion is good. And she's now 8 of 8 as they get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Ricky Brosius there, responsible for that early false start penalty. Does make it up to the team a little bit by getting those original yardage back. Now it's 3rd and 10.
And from the 10, Ronnie to throw again to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Rightway, and finally the ball hits the turf. And the Lone Stars will be forced to settle for 3 points. But given the weather, John, special teams has been a wild adventure so far.
Yeah, it's been a wild adventure. I just want to call this out. I don't like the effort here by Rightway. Rightway could have gone up for that. I think Rightway was trying to get a call. I didn't like that. If you just tried to high point that ball, I actually think that was a well thrown ball there in the corner. I think Rightway was actually trying to draw a flag. Not the smartest move. I think he could have had that ball, but they're going to try a field goal attempt here. The first one did not go well. Wow, that was close again.
Try another one, and this time they put it through, but barely as Webster gets his team on the board. But oh man, that right side of the line was leaking, and leaking hard. So more numbers off the board. We have 3:27 over 50-6. Wee woo for all those bingo people. Remember, winning method this time is horizontal.
Well, Austin got on the board here, only down 3. So the big momentum swing didn't quite hit the way I think New Orleans wanted it to, but holding them to 3 points, the league's highest scoring offense, that's a victory in my book for the Claws.
And they were on the field for one offensive play, John Warren, but it was a 68-yard touchdown run by Tchoupitoulas. Let's see if they can sustain a little bit of a longer drive, although the explosive play was nice to see from the Claws.
It sure was. I mean, Ray Tchoupitoulas just having really a spectacular first run. Can't get better than that.
And Blackman's throw over the middle, complete for the first down up to the 44, and it's good for 19. So everybody's feeling their oats as the reception's made by Bailey for the first down.
Cameron Bailey there, just on a slant route, catches it in stride, gets some extra yardage. Emmanuel Blackman really, we touched upon it very briefly because that first run went for a touchdown, but Emmanuel Blackman had a terrible game last week, a record 6 interceptions. That is a tremendously bad performance. He wants to right that wrong immediately.
Oh, Tchoupitoulas with the hesitation, and she's able to get close to 10 yards for the first down. It'll be second and less than 1.
Yeah, a little bit of an odd play. I think Tchoupitoulas is looking for something a little bit more to open up downfield. Didn't get it, but still got the first down. Well, close to the
they
first
throw
down,
a screen and they're going backwards. Oh no, Blackman completes the pass, but at what cost? They lost 4 yards on a play to Sparks on a little screen.
Yeah, and Sparks is the speediest wide receiver on this team. They like to get him in space and just have him cut up field, but this was snuffed out immediately by Theodore Blackman, one of the very best linebackers you will find in this league.
It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 50. Blackman back to throw. Blackman over the middle. Catch made on the inside. Breaking route for the first down, and Blackman 3 for 3 as Austinberry gets in on the fun.
Yeah, Michael Ausberry there, one of the smallest receivers in the league, just kind of getting under things. Speedy, shifty receiver, second fastest receiver on this team. They've got some talent on the wide receiver in wide receiver room.
And this is a pretty stacked Austin secondary. You got the Fowler brothers, as well as Malik Torrance at the cornerback spot. And another catch over the middle for the first down as Blackman tried to rip the ball away, but was unsuccessful. And just like that, we reached the end of the first quarter. It's 6-3, New Orleans in front. And we are just getting underway, and the Claws have the ball on the Austin 22-yard line. It's going to be a run to Tchoupitoulas, and Tchoupitoulas keeping the feet moving as she gets down to the 15.
Yeah, just one of the toughest running backs to bring down in football. Tchoupitoulas just kind of bulldozing, getting 7 yards and getting Claws just a little bit closer to the end zone.
It'll be 2nd and 3. Blackman to throw, complete, and it's going to be in the end zone. Austinberry, touchdown New Orleans.
Ausberry again, a good route runner, speedy target. Only 5'8", but a really, really nice receiver for the Claws. Gets open, just outruns the secondary. Pylon cam there showing he clearly gets in bounds for the touchdown. Claws, 2 really impressive drives. I'm almost more impressed by this one because obviously the first was just kind of a breakaway one-play drive, and this was a bit more of a balanced approach.
And running away from a couple defenders there, Malik Torrance, number 23. They also have Cash Cruz back there, number 37 at strong safety. As the extra point is up and good. That was a 75-yard drive. Took a little under 3 minutes. And we got new numbers, 15 and 13 out the board, ladies and gentlemen. to go with the existing numbers. And it's 13-3. Yes, you read that right. It's 13-3 because the extra point after the first touchdown was blocked. And the Lone Stars, they must feel like Bill Murray and Groundhog Day, John, because, they're getting the ball again after another Claus touchdown, and all of a sudden they find themselves down by 2 scores.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with the team as stacked as Austin is offensively, I mean, this is not insurmountable by any means. 10 points, they can erase that in a hurry, but they didn't look super great in that first drive. Got enough to get that field goal, but petered out a bit. So Shirani has got her work cut out for her. Get something going here on the road.
And the Lone Stars will start 1st and 10 on their own 35. Here's to get to Woodstone. Woodstone running wide over the 40 to the 41. They'll mark him down. That's his 8th carry. He's up to 41 yards. And the Lone Stars, they typically are a pass-first team, but so far the early returns on the run look decent. It'll be 2nd and 4. It'll be another pass over the middle, slant, Churchill. No, Bieberhausen, I beg your pardon on the reception. He gets dragged down at the 47.
Yeah, a quick slant route. This just looked like a lot like Aikman Irvin from the early 90s. Just knew where she was going right away. Bieberhausen just beating the defender there. Getting that first down. Bieberhausen, just such a trusted target for Shirani.
Yeah, those two, they came over to Austin. They were with Cleveland a year ago, and they've been gangbusters along with Churchill as this pass is batted at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
Yeah, harmlessly to the ground. Shirani still managing a 9 completion, 11 attempt a game. Just another impressive start for one of the league's best quarterbacks.
Single back is Woodstone. He gets the ball, cuts to the outside. Oh, nice juke move in the hole before he gets swallowed up at the 42-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Clinton Florence's instincts are really good, but that Woodstone cut made that first defender jump out of his cleats.
3rd and 5. Ronnie back to throw, and Ronnie dumps it underneath Bieberhausen again across the 30 to the 29.
Yeah, hard to call it a money play because defenses are so good, but that Bieberhausen quick slant is paying dividends for the Lone Stars so far, and it really has all season. Even with the secondary as good as the Claws, Nathan Blake there eventually made the tackle. This Lone Stars offense is just stacked top to bottom.
And Nathan Blake back there at the strong safety spot, number 28 in your program. Ronnie will dump this underneath to Friday, and they'll say she lost 4 yards back to 32. So she caught the ball, but at the price of going backwards, 4 yards.
Better for her to bat it down, but she didn't know that. She thought she could make something happen.
Out of the pistol now. Here's to get to the backup tailback, and he cuts ahead to the 28. That's Winters will pick up 5 to set up a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Darian Winters is one of the team's fastest players. Not actually quite as fast as Mike Woodstone, but both backs for the Lone Stars, actually all 3 backs, have a lot of speed.
And the throw to Woodstone, running a little ankle round on the backfield, will be tackled well short of the sticks. And actually 3 yards short of sticks. Tackle made by Livingston. And the visitors from Texas will settle for another possible 3 points here.
This is the second drive of theirs, though, that has kind of ended in a head scratcher. A couple of checkdowns to end both drives. They kind of petered out here, and they're going to attempt another field goal, but they got to start putting some touchdowns on the board.
Webster, 3rd field goal attempt. Second make is good. It's 13-6 with 7:34 to go in the first half of play. The Claws still in front, so 39 off the board now. 6 was already off the board. Wee woo. And numbers for those bingo addicts out there. Want to remind you folks to get your UFL gear at UFLshop.com. Stock with the best tees, sweatshirts, flags, and more. A printful partnership, all made in the USA for easy shipping. It's the UFL you can wear at UFLshop.com. And so far, it's been anything but easy for Austin on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Come to play.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, this hometown crowd has kind of come alive here. The record would not indicate a lot of excitement in this town, but I think they smell it. They know both teams, a 3-game losing streak. It's kind of an even playing field. They got a chance to beat a team with a winning record, maybe right the ship a bit toward the back half of the season. It's not unheard of.
First primetime appearance by New Orleans this season, so that adds a little extra juice.
Absolutely.
To get a Tchoupitoulas out of the gun. And Tchoupitoulas falling forward to the 37 for a pick up of 5, and already she's about 10 yards away from a Honda.
Yeah, she's had a big game so far, and I expect that to continue, especially if Austin cannot quite get a handle on how to deal with her.
And the left-hander fires, got him in wide open, nobody around the big fella, number 89, for the claws, and he picked up about 14 after the catch as he's tackled at the Austin 39-yard line. Nobody was around him, John Warren.
No, not even a little bit, and with someone, a tight end who's 6'2", and has kind of the acceleration and speed of a wide receiver, you would expect a little bit more attention. But they might have been looking downfield at a couple of the speedier targets. But Gardet was open, and that was an easy first down for the Claws.
That was Dylan Gardet on the reception. And they will go back to Tchoupitoulas, swinging wide, evading people and picking up about 10+ yards for the first down.
That puts her up on a hundo, and honestly, the Lone Stars had a good angle on that. But Ray Tchoupitoulas just straight up outran them. Just put on the Jets in the backfield, got around that corner. That's not the style of run that she is really good at. She's good at running downhill through people, but was able to put on the Jets and get a first down there.
Outran Petrovic, along with the man who made the initial penetration for Austin. That was number 94, Ezekiel Lattimore. On the initial penetration is Blackman has all day to throw, finally just has to throw it out of bounds as he saw nothing up and downfield, and that's his first incompletion of the ball game.
Yeah, certainly better than a sack and better than an interception. We saw too many of those last week, so I appreciate his instinct to just throw that ball away.
To be second down, here's to get the Tchoupitoulas out of the eye. She falls forward to the 25. It's going to be a 3-yard gain, superset, along with Blackman in the neighborhood to make the tackle from the 25, and the Claws looking to widen their lead here. They have to get
big third down.
20 for a first down. Blackman, the left-hander, fires. It's good enough for a first down despite a crunching tackle made by Cruz. And hauling it in for the first down was Sparks.
Devin Sparks there making a quick turn, good route run, and knowing he's about to get smacked. Holds onto the ball anyway, gets a crucial first down, moves to 6 for the Claws, and now they've got a chance to maybe put even more points on the board with the touchdown.
This is a guy with one of the highest best pursuit defenders in the league. He saw it there as they'll throw out a little smoke screen to the top of the picture, and they are now over 200 yards of total offense with that last 3-yard pickup.
Yep, and that was O.J. Marsh. I think it was his first catch of the game. They've got a lot of undersized but speedy receivers that are tough to guard.
Here's to get the Tchoupitoulas, tried to make a juke move behind the block, but the tackle made by Torrance, the cornerback, coming up and playing run support to set up at 3rd and 6.
Yeah, the blocking up front just wasn't there to get enough penetration for Tchoupitoulas to get the kind of acceleration she needed.
And Blackman to throw to the end zone, touchdown, New Orleans. They get an aerial score to go with their earlier ground score, and the Claws are surprising everybody as it's Michael Asbury again.
Asbury having himself a fantastic game. One of the smallest receivers in the UFL, coming up big for the Claws, and this crowd is feeling it even in the rain. The New Orleans Claws have come alive here and are currently beating the brakes off the Austin Lone Stars. This game is not over, but this is stunning. They have not scored 20 points or more in their last 3 games, so this is bucking a big trend, and we've got 4 minutes to go basically in the first half. So New Orleans has really had a big reversal here. Austin looking for answers. They're down 2 scores. What a strange game. I don't think I quite expected this.
We knew the weather would be a factor, John, but it certainly reared up early in this ball game, and sort of ever since that initial blocked field goal, you can really tell Austin has just been in a kind of daze. By the way, 8 and 20 are now off the board for bingo as the Claws get ready to kick it again, and that cliff face just continues to get steeper and steeper for the Lone Stars.
Austin's certainly in a funk, but I'm surprised that with this weather, these New Orleans receivers are getting the kind of cuts that they need in the ground to get the slant routes, the inside routes that they're getting, these turns on a dime. This is an interesting turn of events here.
Only 159 total yards for Austin. This will be another throw to the sideline. Churchill on the reception. That'll be about a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Woodstone, you saw his early numbers there as he came on the field, 46 yards. Let's see if they go to him at some point in this drive as it's a 2nd and 6. Try Ronnie in the gun. He gives to Woodstone. Woodstone has the crease.
Ooh.
Nice 2 spin moves in the hole. It picks up a first down at the 42.
If you had told me, Colin, that Woodstone would have 60 yards in the first half and Austin would be down 2 scores, I would tell you you're talking fiction. But Woodstone, who has had kind of a slow season alongside this entire Austin Lone Stars rushing attack, he's had a strong start, but the rest of the team has not really caught up.
Woodstone up the middle gets to the 49. That's another 7 yards to his personal tally. Florence now up to 6 tackles as we approach. Fast approaching 2 minutes to go in the first half. Let's see if they get one more play out before the 2-minute warning. They will. It'll be a Ronnie pass, almost intercepted. Ooh, boy, looking for the tight end, but he was surrounded by about 3 people in 2-tone red uniforms.
Yeah, Ricky Brosius there kind of bobbled it. That was a dangerous bobble. Almost interception, but we're going to get another shot here.
Stop the 2 up 3. They'll go to the sideline. First down made. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. New Orleans in front of Austin. 20-6 is the score. No, they said the throw was out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
Scratch everything, and Lone Star will have to punt. And it's a good one. We nestled at about the 15, up over the 20. Ooh, he got his clock clean. Did the little return guy. Colin Northup, John Warren here in the broadcast booth with you. Cameron Irvine, the co-founder back at VFN Studios, making everything look nice. And, well, it's been a nice game for Theodore Blackman. He's kept the ball out of harm's way. He's back to throw. Fires to the sideline. Catch made by Bailey for the first down. Out of bounds at the 31.
Yeah, Cam Bailey, good to get out of bounds there. It was a nice choice for Emmanuel Blackman to work the sideline like that. They smell blood in the water. I think they're looking to put more points up. I wondered how aggressive they would be with 3 timeouts left.
And Blackman, who currently has more incompletions than touchdowns, just matched his touchdown total there as that throw sails wide and out of bounds.
Yeah, Blackman has so far had about as good of a game as he had a bad game last week. So far he has got that monkey off his back.
And they'll go 3 wide, 2 to the bottom. They go to the bottom side, and the throw just a little too long. He pulled the string, looking for the open man down toward the bottom of the screen in the slot. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, it didn't look like a bad throw. It just looked like maybe a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver there.
Back to throw. Black gonna go to the sideline. Nice effort, but alas, Garde was out of bounds.
Wow, now this is interesting. So 3 quick plays there for New Orleans, stopping the clock each time. It's going to give Austin an opportunity now with 90 seconds left to do something with their final 3 timeouts and a good chunk of the field.
Not the best clock management, in my opinion, there.
No.
But punt is away. This will be fielded from the 10 up the middle, and he's met immediately.
Whoa.
At about the 16-yard line is John Feller, the free safety man.
These are, yeah, but big hits that these return men are taking.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh.
And Ronnie under center has Woodstone as the single tailback. He's gonna throw. Everybody out in the pattern. Offensive line protects well. Throw down the field. Catch made by Churchill just short of the 50 at the 47. And there's a little bit of the Lone Star passing attack we were expecting.
Yeah, clock keeps rolling, and they're going no huddle, trying to speed things up. That Churchill catch was spectacular.
They're going to go play action to the sideline again. This time to Beaverhausen out of bounds at the 40.
How many of these Beaverhausen sideline catches we're going to see? So smart, such awareness to work that sideline, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
4 grabs for 52 yards for Beaverhausen. Shotgun again for the Lone Star. Ronnie back to throw. Ronnie, clean pocket,
Whoa.
throws a move ball down the field. No, Nico right way, he caught it, but he was out of bounds. Oh, my.
I like the call. I like the idea. I like the aggressiveness on first down. Go for everything right way. Had a bit of a step, just a little bit too far outside.
And Ronnie over the middle. Oh, threw it at the feet of the intended receiver. And with 53 seconds left, it's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that was actually probably Shirani's worst throw of the game from an accuracy standpoint.
Empty shotgun. She's going to go for the move ball again. Oh, it paid off. Mike Churchill, you are ridiculous. He outjumped Jack Talons for the ball, and that goes down as a 40-yard touchdown reception.
That is
wow.
A spectacular play. Churchill one-on-one. Not many receivers are better than him in one-on-one situations. Just so good at going up and making these kinds of spectacular catches. 46 yards. Oh, man, just not enough from Jack Toulouse on the coverage there. If you want to have a corner one-on-one, Toulouse is really your guy. That's just a battle of 2 of the best players in the league. And that time, Churchill comes out on top, and we are looking at a 1-score game. Austin with a spectacular drive to get them right back in this thing. That is exactly what Shirani and the Lone Stars needed.
Over 50 now off the board and spectacular. Or 40 off the board, rather, in spectacular fashion. That is 40-something.
God, what a play.
And Joshua Durr, no argument in there. Wichita and Austin throw the most bombs in the league. But I'm pretty sure the Talons would have something to say about that. I've seen Cam and Judy put up some moon balls that have been absolutely ridiculous. As New Orleans will take over from their own 25.
Yeah, even with 3 timeouts, I wonder how aggressive they're going to be. Their clock management that last timeout was not great, and Austin was able to make a lot happen with the time that they had.
Throw to the sideline, catch made.
And they'll call their first timeout.
Yeah, they called that not out of bounds. Could not get out of bounds before it was taken down. That was Osbury again. 5 catches, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns.
They'll mark the ball at the 32, 40 seconds on the clock. Claws have been in control from almost the jump. Throw to the sideline, catch made by Garrett, the tight end. He got out of bounds, but set up only a 3rd and 2.
Gardet, good to get out of bounds there, but 3rd and 2. This is crucial. Austin still got 3 timeouts left.
They got Chapatulis as a single back behind Blackman, but they're going to throw. Blackman over the middle, catch made by the tight end. No, that's Bailey, the wide receiver, around and squeezes through 2 defenders as the second timeout is taken by the Claws.
Yeah, it was a nice catch in traffic there by Cameron Bailey. Move the sticks and probably prevent Austin from getting this ball back, barring some sort of turnover. New Orleans got 30 seconds to make something happen here, at least get in field goal range.
They're on their own 42. They probably need to get to the Austin 30 to be comfortable enough to kick the field goal. Blackman, oh, nice throw and catch made at about the 43-yard line. And remember, there are no spikes in the UFL, so there'll be a 10-second runoff between plays. If the timeout is not used, the Sparks hauls that in.
They got to call a timeout here. I don't think they can get a couple of plays off. I think they need to just get a Hail Mary ball up to try to get something happen.
And that'll end the first half of play. New Orleans in front 20-13. John Warren, as we take a look on what has turned out to be a rather unexpected treat on both sides of the ball. New Orleans is definitely came to play starting with the 68-yard run by Chapatulis.
Well, I definitely want to give the Claws their flowers, right? I think Chapatulis' big electric run, the special teams play to get that block, the really nice play from Emmanuel Blackman turning things around, finding his receivers, especially Michael Osbury. I want to give them their flowers, but a couple of really, I would say, bad clock management snafus in this game. One, to allow Austin the time and the position to get another score on the board before the half, and then that last drive, just not calling the time out there to call some sort of play, maybe a Hail Mary to get the ball downfield. I just, maybe they're too afraid for Emmanuel Blackman to throw an interception, but I just think that's too passive. Claws need to be a little bit more aggressive. I think Austin comes into the second half, surprisingly, with some momentum.
They were outside of field goal range, according to Cameron Irvine. And they didn't want to risk throwing an interception.
Didn't want to risk it. I get it.
Kept the ball out of harm's way, like I mentioned before. He does have a couple touchdown passes, and New Orleans will start with the ball on their own 29-yard line to begin the second half of play.
Yeah, certainly that's the other consideration, right? I mean, they didn't want to be too aggressive because they knew they were going to get the ball back. So I don't fault them too heavily, but I just have questions about some of that clock management.
253 total yards in the first half for New Orleans, 104 of which came on the ground. They're going to start off with Emmanuel Blackman pass over the middle, catch made. It's going to be solidly to the 34, and Blackman picks up 5 more yards to his personal tally, as it'll be 2nd and 5.
It's another catch from Sparks. He's got 4 on the day.
And they're going to give it to Chapatulis on a kind of delay, and that didn't work. It was blown up almost immediately by the big guy in the middle.
There's a Kelly Lattimore there with a big hit against Chapatulis, wrapping her up down at the 30, so losing some yards on that play.
Trying to go a power read option, it looked like, or maybe a counter delay. Hard to tell from this vantage point, but regardless, it'll be 3rd down and 8. And in a shotgun look, Blackman back to throw. Blackman over the middle, wide open. And that's the big play. Wide receiver has already had 1 receiving touchdown. Ashbury today, and he's up to 51 yards. No, that's Sparks, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it's Sparks' 5th catch. I mean, both of Devin Sparks and Michael Osbury both having really nice games. Cameron Bailey's also come up big, a couple points. But it's nice that Emmanuel Blackman has been able to find these targets of his.
Offset back in the gun. Blackman to throw. Will have to dump it off to Tchoupitoulas, and Tchoupitoulas unable to do anything with it as she's stuck for no gain. This week on VFN, Dallas takes on Salt Lake in the UFL second half of Coast to Coast doubleheader. San Diego meets Vegas on Monday in primetime. Then Tuesday and Thursday, it's the SFL and playoffs before the 26th SFL championship game on Saturday. Football never stops here on VFN as that throw to the sideline is good for a first down to the Austin 36.
Yeah, Garday coming up big again on the sideline. Good catch to move the sticks.
They get it off at 8. Blackman over the middle. Man wide open again. It's Ashbury that time. Tackle made, but not before the first down is achieved, and they are up over 200 passing yards for the ball game, John Warren.
Yeah, Blackman's got over 200 yards now, and a good chunk of them to Osbury. New Orleans is averaging 355 yards per game. They've already gained 302 this game. So New Orleans looking to kind of right the ship here on the offensive side. They've been a little anemic at times so far this season. They're having a great game.
They are showing some explosiveness, as is Tchoupitoulas before John Fowler cuts her down at exactly the 10-yard line. But John, nobody touched Tchoupitoulas until Fowler did.
No, Tchoupitoulas is just having a great game. The blocking up front has been spectacular, which you would not necessarily expect with some of these Lone Star defenders on the front line. But Tchoupitoulas looking great so far this game.
It'll be at the 10, and the Claws defense, they played their part today. They're fired up about how good their offense has been doing. The 1st and 10 from the 10. Blackman out of the empty gun will throw to the side. Broken tackle, and it'll be down to about the 6 as Bailey on the reception.
Yeah, Bailey with his 4th catch. They are in good position here. 2nd and goal at the 6. Austin's got to clamp down here.
They line up in the shotgun, 1 receiver each side. Here's to get the Tchoupitoulas up the middle, and she gets down to about the 4. So the 3rd and goal, John, this is where the areas get really condensed.
Yeah, and Austin really, this is where they're great. Actually, with a little bit more space, I think Austin's less effective, but in this close quarters, they're pretty great at shutting things down.
Here to get the Tchoupitoulas out of the eye, and Theodore Blackman cleans it up for no gain. That is his 5th total tackle of the ball game, and the Claws will be forced to kick a 3-point attempt here.
That's a big stop for Austin.
Field goal is good. So it's back up to a 10-point game. Another 2-score deficit. It's 23 is now off the board. In addition to 21, 40, 28, 39, 13, 15, 27, 3, over 50, and 6. These are your bingo numbers. Wee woo, wee woo.
2-score game. The Claws putting a little bit more pressure on Austin to make a response here. But that's a big stop for Austin to really just hold them to 3 points. You can see them clamping down a bit, kind of coming into their own defensively, make that stop. Feels like Shai Ronnie, I would bet she's going to be pretty aggressive on this drive.
I would agree so. She's had her moments. The big throw to Churchill down the field was the capper on the last drive. But other than that, those kind of plays, John, have been few or far in between.
They've not had a ton of success downfield. They haven't even tried many things downfield.
It'll be from the 25. And Shy Ronnie back to throw. And Ronnie's going to throw the move ball. This worked last time. And the result is an interception. Oh my goodness. She was looking for Beaverhausen, I think it was. But Johnson says, give me that ball. And it just basically turns into a giant arm punt.
Deshaun Johnson just sticking with it, patient. This moon ball looked good, but actually kind of stalls out, hits the wall. Deshaun Johnson gets enough time to run under it. And what a play. Heads up play there for the Claws. That is huge. We expected that aggressiveness. We called it. And it was also expected by the New Orleans Claws. Read that play. Deshaun Johnson really coming up clutch there for the Claws. And now it's time for the Claws to maybe put even more pressure on the Austin Lone Stars.
And
that's
Ronnie,
only Shy Ronnie's 4th interception through 9 games. That is incredible.
She has been incredibly efficient taking care of the football, but it's a little careless that time. It's Apatulis trying to make things interesting, but Mark Cruz wraps her up after pick up a 6.
And now Chapatulis can kind of, work, they can work this run game now. I mean, they're not quite in run the clock out mode.
Run up the middle. It's going to be stopped about a yard short by Blackman. He's been busy. That's tackle number 6 for number 90, the linebacker. And they're going to line up in the shotgun. Okay. And they only need to get about a yard. See what they do here. They get it up at Tulis, who spins out of a tackle and picks up the first down.
Nice
so
run.
much for my skepticism about running out of the shotgun on 3rd and 1 is Chapatulis got it done.
No, I like the call. I like Chapatulis' aggressiveness there. Just running straight ahead. Nice little spin move there at the line once there was congestion. Spins out. Gets another couple yards. Moves the sticks. This is a nice drive that New Orleans is putting together.
Split tight to the top of the screen. Blackman going that direction. Catch made. I don't know how, but Garde held it in again, this time at the 36. That's good for 23.
Yeah, Garde's longest reception of the game. 4 catches, 61 yards. None bigger than this one. If he didn't actually have to come back for that just a little bit and turn around, that might have been another 10 yards or so. He had a bit of an open field there up the sideline. Fowler there with the tackle.
26 passes, only 14 runs for the Claws. Not what we're used to seeing. More run. Oh, Blackman almost slipped and fell down. Somehow gets the pass away, but it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Almost maybe looked like that was supposed to be a draw play. It was kind of confusing, but Blackman slipped and then had to kind of throw it out toward the sideline. Could not connect.
We go under center now. They'll give off to Chapatulis on the left-hand side. Chapatulis gets tackled just before the 30-yard line. They'll set up a 3rd and 5 for New Orleans from the Austin 32-yard line. Let's see what they do here as they line up in the shotgun. A stack to the top of the screen, 1 man to the bottom. And Blackman throws to the bottom side. 1st down.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Michael Osbury, 7 catches. He leads Claws in receptions, yardage, and touchdowns. He has had a spectacular game.
You know, he's only listed at 5'8", 100-something pounds, but, you know, this is a guy who plays bigger than that in spite of his size. Torrance on the tackle there.
For sure, and he leads New Orleans in yardage and touchdowns now squarely, the entire team for the season.
Over the middle, catch made by Bailey to the 14-yard line. He'll go. That's 5 more yards. That's the 5th grab for Bailey. He's up to 48 yards for his personal time. We get it off under center. Tight stack look. Here's to get the Chapatulis up the middle, and she slogs it into about the 12. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Now it would be a mistake. I think a mistake here to get too conservative. I think they got to score a touchdown here, put Austin on their heels, and not settle for a field goal.
And they are going to throw. Blackman has plenty of time over the middle. First down is achieved. Asbury held it in at the 1. It'll be first and goal.
Asbury took a spectacular hit and still held on to the ball right at the goal line. Could not get the ball across, but does manage to get that first and goal from the 1 yard line. Blackman on the defensive side. That's Theodore Blackman with one of the biggest hits we've seen all game.
That's his 7th tackle. And Emmanuel Blackman give up the top of Toulis, and he didn't get there. In fact, she lost the yard back to the 2.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Relis Trippett. Get that wrap up there. Oof, nice play.
Just
I think
nice.
that was
inside
Lamonte Smart also there on the assist.
So they go from the 2. They'll line up in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Let's see what they do here. It's going to be a throw. They go into the end zone. Touchdown, Garde! New Orleans scores through the air. That's Blackman's 3rd passing touchdown of the ball game.
Blackman 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dylan Garde having himself a huge game. A bunch of really important catches, and none bigger than that one-handed grab. Had to kind of bobble it back to himself. He did. It did look like he got both feet of bounds and control of the ball with both hands before he went out.
Extra point is up and good.
3-score game now for New Orleans. That is a 3-score lead, and boy, that is the total polar opposite of what I expected. New Orleans scoring about 10 points more than they've averaged over the past few games. And Austin, oof, man, they're looking weirdly anemic here. Their defense can't get any stops getting to New Orleans, and their offense has not looked spectacular either. They've got their work cut out for them in the last 30 seconds of the 3rd.
I agree there, partner. 2 and 30 are the new numbers off the board. Remember, horizontal is the winning pattern this time. Here on the first block of the game, of the coast-to-coast games. As the kick is going to be knelt in the end zone. And the ball comes out to the 25, and it's deja vu all over again, John. Austin down by a bunch, and Mike Woodstone, good yards per carry average, but only 11 tilts.
60 outlaw.
Yeah, all the ingredients are here for the Lone Stars to make a comeback. I mean, Shirani has certainly got the weapons and the talent. They just have to get something together. Ooh, that was almost intercepted. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the safety man got out there for the Claws. That was number 41 for the Claws, out there knocking that football away. There's a play action sprint out. They're going to dump it out to Woodstone. He's got all kinds of room. Tried to make it through outside. Oh, he was body slammed out of bounds by Johnson, but the referee keeps the flag in the pocket.
Yeah, I like holding the flag on that play, although it was an edge case for sure.
3rd and 3. And the Lone Stars trying to get things alive. Tipped in the air, incomplete. Oh, that was a beautiful play by the big fella on the defensive line, dropping into zone coverage as Ronnie was looking for Woodstone over the middle. And
just perfect batted.
What
batted
a
pass.
deflection by the big guy.
Yeah, Fabian Bush there. What a play to force a 4th down. And boy, this crowd coming alive because they can sense it.
And the punt is away. This is a bit of a short punt. Fair catch called for at the 33-yard line, and that's where the Claws will begin. And they're going to give it on a jet sweep to the wide receiver. Look out! He's got speed! Oh, Asbury picked up about 23 yards as we reach the end of the 3rd quarter. It is 30-13, New Orleans in front. Colin Northrop, John Warren here in the broadcast booth with you, and Cameron Irvine back at VFN headquarters as Ray Apatulis and company. John, they have stunned us virtually from the word go.
And you know, we mentioned at the top, like if these teams are kind of on an even playing field with 3 straight losses, and New Orleans feels like they've got nothing to lose, I shouldn't be that surprised by this result.
And Chapatulas in the backfield. Did she get the first down? Yes, they say she did at the 33. We're under 11 minutes to go now. Blackman under center. Turns, gives to Chapatulas, cuts it back in the middle, and ooh, she almost popped out the other side. Pick up a 5.
Austin's got to cover some big ground here. They've done a good job getting to the. I mean, New Orleans has done a good job of kind of controlling this side of the ball.
And they'll run a counter. Chapatulas spun out of one hit by Petrovic, but Blackman there to clean up the mess at the 27. It'll set up a 3rd down and 4.
Look at that stat line, 20 carries, 143 yards. Chapatulas is just having one of those games where, you know, when you're ahead, it's hard to stop that kind of momentum.
Well, they'll dump it up to Chapatulas, and Cruz makes the tackle.
A little conservative there, but I don't hate it. 9.5 minutes left. They can run out some clock and try to kick a field goal here. They could go up by 20, which is just going to make it so much harder. Even just 3 points more is going to make it so much harder.
New Orleans' friend at the moment. Cruz
For
came up
sure.
and make the tackle. So they're just trying to drain as much clock as they possibly can. And like you said, if this field goal attempt is good, this will put them up 20 points. And the field goal attempt is good.
Huge.
So with 9:03 left, it is now 33-13. As 44 is off the board now, as well as 33 for bingo. Wee woo, wee woo. Pay attention, numbers on screen.
Lone Star's looking for answers here. I don't know what they could do aside from look for some really aggressive play from Shirani. And the last time we saw that, it ended up with an interception going the other way for New Orleans.
Indeed. But they just got to keep trying and see if they can have a few more bites of the apple, I suppose. For everything UFL, visit the league website at UFL.football. Claim a player, learn more about the league, catch up news and features, and dive into leaderboards. UFL.football in partnership with Sidearm Sports, as Fowler gets his offense started at the 23, and Shirani, well, she's had her moments, but like you mentioned, partner, she threw an interception on her last drive.
30 base.
As Austin is at 273. New Orleans, 435 total yards.
Unbelievable.
Just a crazy efficient day for them, as the throw to the tight end is caught for pickup of 7.
Oh, and this is what we mean by, hey, this is why we play every game, any given Sunday. You know, you can see some surprises here in the UFL.
Throw in the middle, Woodstone had it knocked out of his end by the linebacker, number 59 for New Orleans.
As Faisal Woods there. Faisal Woods there getting his hand in there, crossing a 3rd and 3. And they have to get something going here.
And Shirani back to throw again to the sideline. Oh, what a catch!
What
by
a
Mika
catch.
Friday over 2 defenders, using her big body to grab it in. That's her 5th grab for 22 yards, and that'll be enough to move the chains.
Just, you know, obviously a great catch, but not enough is going to be said about that throw. It's placed perfectly right in the shoulder of Mika Friday.
And the throw underneath the Woodstone. These dinks and dunks are fine when you have double-digit time left on the clock, but You're down by a bundle.
Yeah,
I think a little deeper down the field, I suppose.
you would think.
Ronnie floats it to Beaverhausen for the first down. That's a little more of what they needed, as it was a highly efficient yak catch.
That's kind of Beaverhausen catch that we're used to. A little yak route. It's perfect.
And Ronnie over the middle, catch made by Friday. And Mika Friday, third catch of the drive, is good to the 33-yard line for a first down.
Mika Friday is looking absolutely incredible on this drive.
6'8", 275. That's a big target, and Woodstone catches it out of bounds. And they got lost the yard. And I agree with Josh Madura. What has happened to Austin's offense?
Yeah, it's definitely unexpected.
And Friday over the middle, catch made to the 26. She continues to get a steady diet of footballs thrown in her direction. Set up at 3rd and 3 from the 26. That's a 7th drive for 52 yards. As again, they mash go on the gas pedal. And Shirani to Beaverhausen, good for the first down to the 12.
When in doubt, look for Annie Beaverhausen. 6 catches, 73 yards. Oh my goodness.
From the 12, back to throw, run. Ronnie takes off and runs. The linebacker trying to bring her down, nice, too firm to the linebacker.
Wow.
She got the first down to the 2. She powered through Jack Toulouse. Oh, they're not going to give it to her. Come on, Red.
Come on. 2nd and inches here. Might as well be 2nd and goal.
Play action, throw it in the end zone.
There we go.
Nico right way. Catches in the end zone. And Austin gets a little bit symbolically closer.
Yeah, right way making things right. Quite literally after an earlier snafu in the back of the end zone. I think he was trying to look for a call earlier, but this time just going up for grabs, making the nice catch, putting both feet in bounds. That's a nice play, and this is still a ball game, partner.
With 5:56 to go, 11 plays, 77 yards, just over 3 minutes taken off the clock, and the Austin Lone Star have now made it a 33-20 game. And the question is, do you kick it deep, or do you get really aggressive and go for the onside?
I think you can get deep. I mean, I think you bet on New Orleans being a little bit aggressive. You bet on your own defensive aggressiveness paying off, and you get the ball back. 6 minutes left. I think you still kick this deep.
Well, let's see what they elect to do here. And they will boot it away, putting a bit of trust in their defense, as the ball will come out to the 25 as it flies out of the back of the end zone. There's a look at the numbers for Tchoupitoulas. 157 total yards, 143 on the ground. Of course, got things started with a 68-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, that was really the difference maker early. Yeah, that was huge.
And Blackman throws over the middle. Gardet on the reception. Gets tackled at the 30. That'll be a pickup of 5, 2nd and 5.
Gardet having kind of a breakout game here for New Orleans. We haven't called his name a lot this year.
And Blackman play action. Will throw to the side. Ooh! That was a nice catch, but it stops the clock. I mean, appreciate the effort there, but it's, the clock is still running, so he must have been in bounds when he caught it. As Tchoupitoulas spins ahead to the 43.
Blackman with another tackle there. but New Orleans running out this clock expertly, and Chapatula is a great player for that kind of thing.
Both hands are on the ball. Chapatula stood up 47.
2 hands for safety.
Indeed, superset on the tackle. And they need a yard here on 3rd and 1. And they're going to try to go over the wall. And they got it and more. Oh, man. Talk about going for it. And they went for it over the top, and Sparks in, and it's Blackman is now up over 307 passing yards for the football game.
What a gutsy play. Oh my gosh, I love it. Aggressive there. Dylan Sparks, a great play, stays in bounds. Fowler not being able to push him out. That is incredible on 3rd down.
And a week after doubling his interception total from 6 to 12, Emmanuel Blackman, along with Ray Chapatoulis, put everything together. And Blackman has completed over 83% of his passes, 3rd best by any quarterback in a game this season, after he threw a league record 6 interceptions in 1 game. Just amazing stuff as Chapatoulis grinds to the 21. That'll cause the Lone Stars to take a timeout.
Lone Stars having to start burning timeouts here with 2.5 minutes left. It's desperation hours.
But that just goes to show you how much things can swing from 1 week to the next. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Blackman was a guy who he couldn't throw to his own team correctly, and here he is about to pull off one of the season's bigger upsets.
Absolutely. It's a timeout number 2 for Austin. This is, yeah, absolutely a big upset in the making here. If New Orleans can kick this field goal, we're looking at a 2-possession game, 16-point lead, and that looks pretty insurmountable for me. But who knows?
And the field goal was good, so it is now 36 to 20. 36-41, the new numbers off the board. Remember, horizontal wins the bingo. And we woo.
And we woo.
I was there when Eric Vincent started all the wee-woos and calling people bingo addicts. And, you know, it's just one of those things that, John, if you saw it, it became a meme almost immediately. And, you know, I can't do it the justice that he did, even though I was right there in the broadcast booth with him. And next week, New Orleans will visit the high-flying Wichita Flyers next week on Coast to Coast. That should be a really interesting football game.
It should be, and you know what? New Orleans, maybe they should be on primetime more often. Maybe the bright lights of primetime is kind of what makes them come alive, because they have looked absolutely amazing. And Austin's going to go to St. Louis next week. They've won 4 in a row.
And here's another move ball down the field. Oh, Beaverhausen almost grabbed that one. Oh, my.
Beaverhausen almost never has a drop like that. That was unfortunate for the Austin Lone Stars.
And Shy Ronnie. It's been a frustrating day in the office for her for the most part. Throw in the middle of Woodstock to the 28. And the St. Louis Rivermen, they beat the New York Lightning 18-10. As that St. Louis defense has just been an absolute menace all season long. And most opposing offenses. Previous 2-minute warning here in New Orleans was trying to put the finishing touches on a desperately needed win by them. And Ronnie tried to go for another big bomb, but the defensive lineman And on the right ear.
Basil Bush, or Fabian Bush, I should say.
Hey, let's go. Get set.
And they're going to go for it on fourth down. They don't
is
have
it.
much choice. And it's going to be thrown over the middle, finding the closest person to the ball. And New Orleans will take over on the Austin 21.
Wow, what a game for the New Orleans Claws. That is going to do it. Austin only has one timeout left.
Oh,
What a
Mika Pryor
game
was
for the
wide
Claws.
open, and she just fell down, John.
I know. I mean, what a good game she has had. And for it to end like this for the Austin Lone Stars, they're going to lose 4 straight.
Here's to get the Chapatulas up the middle. And Austin calls their final timeout with 1:32 left. And 307 passing yards to allowed by the Lone Stars this evening. Just amazing red zone efficiency, perfect across the board. And Blackman's going to try to put a good ground. He gets it to Bailey for the first down.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Wow.
And that is a first down, and that is going to do it. New Orleans able to just run this thing out. Kneel down time, inbounds. Can't draw it up better than that. This has just been toe-to-tip a really spectacular game for the New Orleans Claws. They have not looked this good in quite some time.
Just holy cow. It's amazing, and the 3-game losing streak will be over in the most emphatic fashion you could imagine.
A distant memory.
And the Austin Lone Stars, their losing streak after starting 5-0, they have dropped 4 consecutive contests. So once again, it will be back to the drawing board from the team that calls the capital of Texas home.
One kneel down's all it takes, partner. This is a emphatic victory for this home crowd. Bright lights. They were so excited coming into this game to have a primetime game against a team with a winning record. It doesn't matter if they had had 3 straight losses. Austin still showing that they are a contender throughout the season despite those 3 losses. But now the script has flipped a bit, and now New Orleans has beaten the streak. Austin's streak continues. Look at that game for Emmanuel Blackman.
Just amazing stuff. Almost 84% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. At one point, he had more touchdown passes than incompletions thrown. Just amazing stuff. John Warren, I know we were both surprised up here in the booth, and we want to give our plaudits to the Claws, but I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Ray Chapatulas. Just an amazing game from her, particularly on the ground.
Chapatulas just was an outstanding part of this Claws offensive attack. The run absolutely sets up the path. There is no doubt in my mind that Emmanuel Blackman does not have the kind of game that he had without that spectacular performance from Chapatulas. Ray Chapatulas, just amazing. Obviously, Blackman happy to get back on the winning side of football. No interceptions, 3 touchdowns, a couple of them to Michael Osbury, who continues his streak as New Orleans' most consistent receiving target. On the Austin side of things, obviously, we've still got a ton of talent on the offensive side from the Lone Stars. They just did not show up today. It's a head scratcher of the game. Even with a strong performance from Mike Woodstone, which we don't normally talk about. We normally talk about, disappointing performance from the run game, but Shirani pulled it out. Kind of an opposite trend today. So definitely some concern on the Lone Star side. They're still 5-4. They're on the winning side of football. They're above 500. But I'd have a lot of questions, a lot of adjustments, and a lot of things I would look at on tape
before they go to St. Louis next week.
Agreed, my friend. For my broadcast partner, John Fowler, has been Colin Northrup, Kevin Irvine, executive producer extraordinaire. Once again, the final score from New Orleans, Louisiana. Hornets Claws, 36, Austin Lone Stars, 20. Thank you all, and enjoy the game between Salt Lake and Dallas coming up.
from Salt Lake City, Utah. It's the UFL action, and tonight we have a good one for you folks. It's the Salt Lake City Hornets against the Dallas Talons. Welcome you in to some UFL action. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Ramos Lynn. Alongside me in the booth for the first time in a long time is UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. Cam, we have a couple of teams that love to score points, and I think we are going to have some fireworks tonight. What are your keys for the matchup?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine, Ramos, that these two teams are going to be able to stop each other all that much. You got Mia Pangori on the one side, a physical receiver who just outworks you, and then you got Rashad Lockley on the other side, who is just faster than you. So both these teams like to throw it deep. Both these teams with elite receivers and elite offenses. Salt Lake putting some stock in improving their defense this week after giving up that game-winning score to Minnesota last week. Should be a great one.
And we are off here in Salt Lake. No return. The ball will go out at the 25-yard line. That's where we're going to see Salt Lake's offense for the first time tonight. And it's going to be important, Cam, for both teams to start off strong offensively. Again, the prediction is that we're going to have some points here tonight. And we're going to start with a handoff stretch play. And there off he goes, past the 45, past midfield, and all the way to the 49-yard line goes Allure for a first down Hornet.
Yeah, not much it can be anticipated in the UFL, especially this week after New Orleans' big win over Austin. But Chris Allure and this offense doing great things is pretty predictable. 86 yards a game for Chris Allure, 8 touchdowns on the season. And, they're underrated rushing attack.
Now going through the air, left-handed quarterback pass is caught all the way to the 36-yard line. Carter completes his first pass of the night. Anderson with the catch. And up and running goes Salt Lake.
Good start for the Hornets up to the 36-yard line, mixing the run and pass, and they're all black for the first time this season.
2 tight end set, check down to Allure, but a good tackle made on the outside by Dallas on 1-on-1. As no gain on the play. Offense here for Salt Lake, Cam. Really good offensive line over the past couple of seasons. Allure has been able to get a lot of yards on the ground.
Yeah, and they went through a lot of changes in the offseason. With some new additions, some players shuffling around. Sauce K was actually running back in Florida, now plays tight end for him as well.
And there goes Allure again. This offensive line opening up the space. 2 rushes for 40 yards for Allure. Last season, Cam, for me, Salt Lake City was one of the, if not the main contender for the championship. They didn't even make it. Dallas was the one who made it. And, despite their loss against Dakota, a team with championship aspirations coming into the season as well, of course. Dallas showing a corner blitz, perhaps. They're going to back off. This pass is going to be complete short to the 17-yard line. Go the Hornets. And we're going to take a look at the Dallas defense. The Dallas defense who's been challenged at points this season. They have to get some turnovers in this game, Cam, if they want to have a chance.
Josh Payne, you saw at linebacker there, since he joined the team in week 2, has been really good for this defense. And you know who else has been good for him? Jarek Briggs, who's got 8 tackles for loss, 5 sacks to lead this group, surprisingly unclaimed off the edge.
To throw again, the pass is short to the sticks, and it looks like he might have gotten the first down. No, it's short by a yard. So Dallas trying to make at least half a stop here, but this is where Allure and the rushing attack can eat for Salt Lake.
Mia Pangori's second catch of the drive, already using her as more of a possession receiver so far.
And there goes Allure, an easy first down and a gain of about 2 yards. Salt Lake City will get a first and goal right at the 10-yard line. Burnett with the stop.
And going back to your point of what you said about, the fact that Salt Lake really felt like they should have been in the championship on the western side, and then Dallas able to make it on the eastern side. I'm sure there's a little FOMO out of the Salt Lake Hornets. They, even though Dallas didn't necessarily knock them out, I think Salt Lake maybe has a chip on their shoulder today after the Talons got to experience what they did not.
Now the hand of no play action roll out and coming off unblocked. off his blind side. Palmer gets the sack, and a good stop there by the Dallas defense.
Palmer's first sack of the season on a little DB blitz there, and I like not only does he try to bring Carter down, Ramos, but he tries to take the ball away too. I can do everything on this defense.
Good stop here for Dallas, and now a very tricky situation for the Hornets. They will show a 22 personnel, 2 tight ends and 2 backs, probably trying to get just a little bit closer to the end zone here on 2nd and goal. They run the ball, a little bit of space up the middle, but only a pickup of 4 yards. Hopkins with his first carry of the game, 3rd and goal.
Salt Lake doesn't mind having a little bit more space to operate. You got Sasuke, a big tight end. You've got Mia Pangoria, a big receiver, 6'5" and 6'4" respectively.
Throwing the ball to the end zone. The pass is intercepted in the end zone and getting out of bounds, and a touchback. Palmer, who had the stack, gets the INT.
Here's the crazy thing, Ramos. Jordan Palmer had Jordan had the sack. Is that Devon Palmer?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So you got 2 Palmers in the defensive secondary. I don't know if they're related or not, but look at this play. One-hander takes it away from Sasuke in the end zone. That is a spectacular play, and for Palmer, that's his 2nd interception, and that is what you call a defensive stand by Dallas.
Dallas gives up quite a bit of yards, but crucially, as we were talking about, comes down with the interception. First turnover of the game, and now Dallas will try to establish the running game. Good opening and a broken tackle for the Talons. Swift on the carry will get just about 9.5 2nd and inches of coming.
Jaden Swift's had a very interesting season for Dallas. He started off so slow in this offense, and you wondered if he was a good scheme fit for the Talons, but he's up to 78 yards a game, and he's been playing great in the last month.
Another throw this time. It's caught up to the 48-yard line, so Cam Duty makes the completion. Lockley on the catch, an 18-yard pickup for Dallas, and both teams offensively starting very strong.
And there's that man averaging 17.7 yards per catch. That's essentially number 1 on the team, although Miles Savage just ahead of him. He is one tough dude to stop, and Salt Lake knew it. Aaron Willis got some big upgrades this week at corner. They're starting free safety as well. LaBreece Ruff also with some boosts.
Onto the outside, and again, a lot of space on the outside. Swift, 2nd carry of the game, another 10-plus yard pickup. Ruff on the stop. And, this defense is, again, we had the interception for Dallas, but they're having trouble stopping each other's teams.
Yeah, the 2 offenses definitely look like they're in midseason form while the defenses try to, figure out their identity. This Dallas team, I mean, the difference between them now and 4 weeks ago is stark.
Another big opening past the 25, past the 20, and all the way to the 18-yard line goes Swift, as he's averaging 15 yards to carry in this drive.
Ramos, when the first dude there to make the tackle is a defensive tackle 30 yards down the field, that is a problem. That was Lou Marks all the way down the field to try to clean up that play. That is not what you want. Brooke O'Neal, who was nearly a hero, or he was a hero a couple of weeks ago for Salt Lake, couldn't catch up to Swift. 24-on-24 crime there.
Both defensive lines getting moved this time, though. A good contain as well, as only gets about a yard. Nixon on the stop. 2nd down and 9 here for Dallas. And with the way they've been able to run the ball, I will not be surprised if they try to run it again, even on 2nd and 9 here. They will actually play action to draw. This pass to the end zone is almost intercepted, and almost back-to-back end zone interceptions for either team. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and I think that was LaBreece Ruff back there making that play. It was almost tit for tat with end zone picks.
Now 4 receivers, duty to throw with time all day in the pocket. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Dallas on the dig. all day to throw for Cam Duty, and the Dallas Talons go up top.
That is sick. Look at the extra loft on that pass from Cameron Duty to just wait for Miles Savage to get underneath that football. That is not only a risky throw, but it is a pretty throw. And Miles Savage, for the first time since joining the Talons 6 weeks ago, is in the end zone for a touchdown, a 16-yard variety. And Dallas takes the interception, goes 7 plays, and gets another score.
We get some more bingo numbers. The Talons celebrating on the sidelines, going up 7-0. Just about 3 minutes of game time ago, it looked like Salt Lake City was going to go up 7-0, or at least 3-0. Dallas gets the interception and drive the length of the field to put 7 on the board.
Cameron Duty up to 16 touchdowns. That's now tied for 4th with Jay Carter at the top of the league. The difference, though, is that Duty with just 7 picks, Jay Carter now with 9 this season, has had a little bit of a turnover problem. That is 4th most in the league.
Here comes Jay Carter back onto the field. Only 1 incompletion on the last drive. Sadly for him, an interception in the end zone. The ground game has been the friend of the Hornets here in the first quarter. Southpaw all day to throw as well. Just checks it down, incomplete, and I think they're going to be caught for ineligible receiver. Illegal touching.
Yeah, Allure is kind of lost where he was on the field and trying to be consoled by Mia Pangori, but inconsolable is Chris Allure.
So a loss of down for the Hornets, 2nd and 10 upcoming. Just bad luck. I mean, Carter had all day to throw, just nobody open down the field, and now they're going to run. Allure will go down, but by the face mask, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
You would think face masks in this league are 5 yards wide with the amount of face mask calls we've seen so far this week. Josh Payne, who had that great tackle on the first drive, called for the infraction there, and that'll help Salt Lake out of a little bit of a jam.
Yeah, it was about to be about a 3rd and 13 instead of 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Carter to throw with time, throws deep, passes incomplete, in and off the hands of his intended receiver. That's one that you have to catch, Cam.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes this Dallas team they're a little deceiving, Ramos, and they were a little deceiving on that route. It looked like that should have been a catch, but just heavy hitting out there.
And Allure this time well defended, only a gain of 2 yards, and it looks like Dallas, Cam, is doing a better job on the ground game. You know, they got that face mask, but that was going to be a tackle for loss, and another good tackle there.
They haven't lost in regulation since week 1. This is about as good of a 5-3 team as you can get. Look out.
And Carter will go down for the 2nd time tonight. Briggs this time gets the sack, and it's going to be 4th and 15, and Dallas gets the stop.
And there's that man again. And Briggs, what makes Briggs so interesting, Ramos, is off of the defensive end spot. He now has 6 sacks. That's tied for 9th in the league. And you know just as well as I do, Ramos, that defensive ends don't necessarily come up with the sacks. Defensive tackles up front have had a lot more success in the interior on average. That's what is making Briggs so special, what he's doing this season.
Salt Lake City has to punt. This one a beauty to the 15-yard line, and not much of a return. A really good job in coverage by the Hornet special teams unit. Blades doesn't get much room, and here comes luckily again a beautiful toss to the end zone for a touchdown on the last drive by Cam Duty to Lockley. And this Dallas team is looking very strong starting here in the first quarter on the road. Handoff and not much doing there. Cut down from behind. Salt Lake City makes the play on defense. That's Nixon again, 2nd tackle of the first quarter.
I got to give props to DeMarcus Walker on that special teams play, although that was a great hit. Ramos, you and I play CFB 26. You know how it is, how difficult it is to tackle a punt returner in one-on-one like that in the open field. It's a really nice job by Walker.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when you kick it that deep, sometimes you outrun your own coverage, and that was the only guy in the picture who was able to tackle him. I mean, if not, that was going to be about a 20-yard return. And again, good space here for the Dallas running attack. Swift up to 51 yards here in the first quarter, 3rd and 3 coming up.
Joe Malone, I think, unblocked, thought he had the TFL, no problem on Swift, and then Swift hit that second gear, and he went, oh my gosh, I'm not going to catch this guy.
Swift is on pace for 2 bills in tonight's game. Duty all day to throw again, and the pass is incomplete. Good job not giving up on the play by the Salt Lake defense. But again, it's another catch or another pass that you have to make. You have to catch if you're the Talons.
Just maybe a little bit off kilter there. Good hit. But I really like what the offensive line did on that play for Cameron Duty. I mean, they really formed. It was almost like a bubble around Cameron Duty and gave him every opportunity to make that play. Speaking of out-kicking your coverage.
Yes, and a broken tackle up to the 21-yard line. Dallas did have the speed to get to Hopkins on that return. 51 seconds left here in the first quarter. It may not seem like it by the score, but we've had some offense in the early goings of tonight's game. Again, if you're just joining us, Salt Lake had a great first drive, but got intercepted in the end zone. Play action. Lefty throws to his receiver, which catches the ball. Another really good throw by Carter to K, 25 yards, and good job by the offensive line.
Carter just, I don't know if it's because he's a lefty or because he's got a great name like Jay Carter, but he flows in this offense. He really looks comfortable, especially on the move. I really like that play call for him, especially since Allure has been having such a good game so far.
You know, being a lefty and with those mechanics and kind of like how he gently drops back in the pocket reminds me a little bit of Michael Vick, as Allure has some good opening. 11 yards and another Salt Lake first down. But again, going back to Carter, lefty, can move. He's gently with his motion. I see some Michael Vick, maybe not as fast as Vick, but as just as gracious as him.
Yeah, and Carter's not a big runner. He only has 7 carries this season, but for 47 yards. So when he does take off, he has the ability to burn you.
End of 1. Dallas is up 7-0 over Salt Lake. But here come the Hornets. You're watching the UFL here on the Virtual Football Network. Ramos Glenn and Cameron Irvine on the commentary. 22 personnel. They're going to hand the ball off, and another good set of blocks. Hopkins on the carry gets 6.
Yeah, Hopkins a little bit of a change of pace from Chris Allure. Allure a little bit bigger. Hopkins a little bit more shifty inside, picks up 6.
Heavy set this time. 23 personnel, 2 running backs, 3 tight ends. Handoff, this one good for a first down. It didn't look like much at first, Cam. Actually, they're going to rule him short, but it just didn't look like anything at first, and he was able to get a few.
Salt Lake gets creative with that set. They had a tackle playing tight end last season. They caught a touchdown pass out of that big thing.
Well, we like to call it jumbo set. Man in motion, going from right to left. Handoff goes to that side and easily will pick up a first down. Again, good scheming here for Salt Lake here on the ground game. Hopkins up to 19 yards.
Yeah, and I like how they're slowing this down just a little bit. Dallas wants to play you in a track meet, and the last team we saw do this, Minnesota, was the last team that beat Dallas. Beat them in overtime simply by keeping them off the field. Dallas wants to put up 50 and tell you all about it, and when they're unable to do that, sometimes the Talons can get a little antsy.
Offset I formation. Allure gets the carry, but again, the defense of Dallas able to get a quick stop. And after a very explosive start, Allure has had a tougher time over the last few minutes.
Yeah, they need more out of this defensive front. Kilgannon with 4, but Ryan Van Holten also with 4. He was one of the top sackers last season. Great block.
Fullback dive and a toss. Allure with a little bit of space. Good blocking on the outside by the wide receiver. A pickup of 6.
Man, we're not going to get a replay on that. I missed who had that block, but I was surprised that they were able to get the seal out there on Allure so well. Salt Lake really mixing things up in the first half.
Carter in the gun. Play fakes. Throws. The pass is caught. What a throw by the quarterback. And again, is the Salt Lake City Hornets converting on 3rd down. Pangori on the catch.
And, you know, Chris Allure, not the best block in the world, but set up Carter. That's the only way Mia makes that catch right there is because Chris Allure is in the backfield just getting a little bit of a chip on that rush as Pangori comes down with her 3rd catch.
Heavy set. Run up coming. Oh, it's another toss, and this one is well defended by the Dallas defense. Really good job by Scruggs not getting fooled on that one.
I thought Scotty Scruggs was going to lose his shoe, Ramos. I mean, he got totally turned around. How he recovered so fast to go and slow down Chris Allure was really impressive. I thought that was a walk-in.
It did certainly look like the contain was lost, and Scruggs with his quick feet able to, recompose himself and get the angle. 2nd and goal. Hand up. Oh, Allure gets absolutely crushed in the backfield. Van Holten gets the stop. And again, the Dallas defense cam here in the red zone making good work.
5th TFL for Ryan Van Holten this season. They need more of that. He just throws wells to the side. That's a 6'2", 302-pound right guard. And Van Holten had his way. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 8.
From the gun, Carter throws, end zone, incomplete, and actually, just overthrown the target. Scruggs gets the pass deflection, but Anderson was well behind on that play. That was a bad throw.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a miscommunication there, but yeah, Scruggs with the easy deflection, and Carter probably is only, I would say, truly bad pass of the first half. They'll have to kick.
It's going to be about a 25-yard field goal from here. The field goal is up, and it is good. Salt Lake gets on the board. Dallas still leads 7-3. Couple more, one more bingo number 25 off the board for the 25-yard field goal.
I don't even know if we're going to need any bonus.
All in all, a decent drive here for Dallas defensively, Cam, not getting scored on a touchdown and just keeping the lead.
Yeah, I think both defenses have done a really nice job today, considering the high-powered abilities of both of these teams. The fact that we're only 7-3 here in the first half is, a tip of the cap to both of them, especially in the red zone. I don't even think we're going to need any bonus numbers here tonight, Ramos. We're going to fill the board pretty quickly at this rate.
Knee down, the ball will start at the 25-yard line, especially Cam on the Dallas defensive side. They had to withstand a very, very long drive. I mean, they were on the field for a long time, and so for them to still have the stamina to get the stop inside the 5 is very good for the Talons. And now they have a chance to go up 2 scores.
They're just so talented. I feel like they got the most stars of any team defensively. Maybe New York.
Duty throws. The pass is intercepted, well overthrown, and being returned to the 29 is Salt Lake. O'Neal gets the INT, and the Salt Lake defense gets the first takeaway of the night.
Brookie gets a cookie, low and away for Cameron Duty, and Brooke O'Neal able to scoop it up off her shoes. And, man, it's ladies' night here in Salt Lake, and that was just a terrible throw from Cameron Duty, just like Jay Carter, who really hadn't had a bad throw tonight. That was Cameron Duty's first bad throw, and it's going to result in Salt Lake, getting excellent field position, and now they've got the momentum. A raucous crowd here in Utah, much better weather here than in New Orleans in the first game of our doubleheader.
A potential game breaker here for Salt Lake. Full house from the pistol. The pass is caught. And getting the first down are the Hornets. Gain of about 11.
Third pick for Brooke O'Neal, Trevante James. The only one with more on this team with 4 picks. Only 3 different players on the Hornets with an interception this season.
Hand off to Allure. Shot out of a cannon. Gets about 6 on the play. 2nd and 4.
I don't know. What was it? Keenan and Cal. Hello. What was that show? That's every time I think of Chris Allure's name, I think of that show. What was that back then?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe somebody in the chat can help us out. This is going to be about a 1-yard gain for Allure. 3rd and 3. This is where the Dallas defense has stood up and stood tall, Cam.
3rd and 3 coming up here for Salt Lake. They want a touchdown here.
Play action. Carter throws to the end zone. Another interception in the end zone. And again, a touchback, and Dallas dodges another bullet.
Corin Foxworth this time with the takeaway. And Jay Carter's got to be thinking, man, what do I got to do? I don't know who he's looking for there. You got Pangori and Kay in the same area of the end zone. There's just not that much space. And all of a sudden, Corin Foxworth says, look what I found.
And the coach has to be on Carter's ear. I mean, it's like, dude, like we at least gave up on 6 points already. You know, at least that was 2 field goal drives, and Dallas will keep the lead in tonight's game. 5:33 left in the second quarter. Cam Duty to throw. The pass is caught on the shallow cross. Good for a gain of 9.
You know, Ramos, I thought we were going to get a shootout here, but these defenses have really stepped up to the challenge, and you can tell just how explosive these offenses are. I'd say we're probably averaging about 7 yards a play on both sides. Defenses are still standing strong. Oh!
And standing strong on that one, but another face mask. What a job by Swift, Cam. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty, but what a job by Swift keeping his balance and actually able to, you know, if anything, like get back to the line of scrimmage originally, and then the face mask comes in.
Well, Swift earned it. You know, he was so off balance, and he kept moving forward that Glover's coming in just trying to make the tackle. He might have not have expected Jaden Swift to be at that point when he got there to make the play. That was all Swift earning that 15 yards.
So 1 face mask for either team. Duty hands the ball off, and Swift is up and running. 15 on that rush, up to 66 on 7 carries. So averaging about 9 per rush.
O'Neal with the tackle, and yeah, Jaden Swift, man. I mean, this is why you stay the course and stay patient. Dallas early on in the season, you know, they were 0-2. Their running game wasn't going. Even against Wichita, they won that game. They still couldn't get the run game going. In that game, they only had 100 yards rushing, even in the win. And they've stayed the course, and it's paid off.
Duty throws deep into traffic. The pass is incomplete. Really, really nice job by the secondary of Salt Lake, not getting fooled after the play action.
But this is great team management. Jay Carter helping out his boy Aaron Willis this week. Willis is playing awesome on Lockley. He's only given up 1 catch so far in the first half.
Swift on the carry, breaks the tackle, but not much there. Probably gets a gain of 1. And a 3rd and 9 coming here for Dallas. They're out of field goal range, Cam, and we actually obviously absolutely expect a pass here. Duty trying to set up the screen. The pass is incomplete. That was beautifully played by the Salt Lake defense.
And Cameron Duty is now 3 of 8 for 43 yards in the first half. Definitely did not expect that out of Cameron Duty today. He averages, let's see, he's up to 270 yards a game, 11th in the league, but his completion percentage is 4th best in the league. So the fact that he is sub 50% right now is pretty surprising. They're going to kick a 57-yarder, Ramos.
They are going to kick the 57-yarder, trusting their field goal kicker. This kick is up, and it will be good from 57. Dallas gets a 7-point lead with Ruth.
Corey Root's previous high this season was 52, and that one a rocket launcher from 57, now one of 3 kickers to hit a 57-yard field goal or more. A.J. Horn of Dakota and Gordon Bradley, the OG this season, who has made a 60 and a 59-yarder so far this season. He did the 59 earlier today, but wow, what a rocket. Here in Utah, I guess there's a little bit of elevation out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry, I said Roth. I read it like R-O-T-H, but Ruth with the field goal, as this is going to be nailed down in the end zone for a touchback. 3:23, Cam, for Salt Lake. This has been primarily a running team here in the first half, but we know that Jake Carter can explode at any moment. 7 of 11, 80 yards, but 2 interceptions for the lefty.
Yeah, Carter's been moving the ball. They lead Dallas in total yards, 145 to 111. It's just those 2 end zone interceptions. Otherwise, they'd have the lead right now.
Carter gets the pass away, a gain of 14 yards to the 39-yard line. Salt Lake City will get the first down.
Oh, oh. Raquel Wells is, we've got a little bit of an issue with Ramos Lynn with a pair of blocks on the outside. Excellent job to spring Chris Allure for another first down, as we hope to get Ramos back up and going shortly. He's back.
Yeah, 12 personnel. Sorry, it was freezing for a little second. Thank you, Cam. Allure gets the handoff, goes off tackle. But again, this defense of Dallas, has been able to contain Allure to 1-2 yard gains as of late. 2-minute warning here in Salt Lake. 10-3, Dallas leads. Salt Lake trying to get a score before the end of the half. You're watching the UFL here on VFN. Empty gun set here for Carter and company. This is going to be a quick shallow cross, and actually making a great move is Pangori. 3rd and short coming up.
Mia with the dance moves. 4 catches, 39 yards in the first half. Will set up a 3rd down and short. 3rd and short situations for Salt Lake. They have been very creative. Now they're just on the outskirts of field goal range. Logan Kerwin is their kicker. Only 8 of 9 this season. Has kicked the fewest field goals of any starting kicker in the league. Long as 53 this season.
It has to be the most agile number 67 I've ever seen. This is a pass, a deep one at that, and a completion all the way to the 18-yard line. Goes Salt Lake, and again, moving the ball has not been an issue for Salt Lake. Cam Anderson with the catch. It's really been the red zone who's been the kryptonite for the Hornets.
Yeah, and we're getting down to that. We're getting down to that moment for Salt Lake back in the red zone. Red zone offense this season for Salt Lake has been pretty good. 21 touchdowns in 31 trips into the red zone. They just had struggles today.
Carter with a shallow cross. The pass is caught and actually pushing forward for a gain of 9. Go the Hornets. A pivotal game here tonight, folks. The 4-4 Hornets and the 5-3 Talons. Both teams in the playoff race. Carter to throw. Carter drops back. The pass throws out of bounds. And this is where, we were talking about, right, Cam, with the coach being on Carter's ear and being like, dude, if it's not open, throw it away, because we don't want another interception in this position on the field.
Yeah, 3rd and 1 at the 9. I wouldn't be surprised if they just ran it here. They got all 3 timeouts.
Carter will throw. The pass to the outside is caught, and Salt Lake has their first touchdown of the night. It's been a long time coming here for Salt Lake. They've been threatening all night long, and they will tie this one up.
And you know what they said, Ramos? They said, Carter, we're going to just look right, okay? Don't look left. We've done that twice. It's burned us. Look the right side of the field, see if we can get something open. And Sauce K is into the end zone, and we got a good one brewing here in Utah. Sauce K's 4th touchdown of the season trails Mia's 8 touchdowns, but Sauce still the second best weapon in the passing game for this Hornets squad, and that extra point ties us up.
Yeah, and he really has been tremendous here in the first half as Kerwin gets the extra point up in good 46 seconds. That was an amazing 2-minute drive here for Jay Carter and the Hornets. And just so important, Cam, for the context of this game to get at least this one tied up before the end of the half.
44 viewers, happy to have your company here with us. This is a great game in Salt Lake. What a day of football we've had, Ramos. Rochester comes back in the final 40 seconds. Wichita comes back in the final 40 seconds, to win these games. Dakota was down and out, man. I thought Chicago was about to beat the top 2 teams in the league back-to-back, but they couldn't close it out. What a wild day.
Yeah, what about, St. Louis, getting past New York? Obviously the Lightning probably coming into the week the main contender for the championship, in my opinion, and an 18-10 struggle in St. Louis. That was also a notable game as St. Louis goes up to 7-2 as well. Duty to throw, checks it down just short, a gain of about 5 yards. And I think Dallas is going to be conservative here over the last few seconds, even though they call a timeout here.
Yeah, that's an interesting timeout there. I think they were thinking about it, and then they thought otherwise. But, by the way, big game for Salt Lake today, because with Austin's 4th straight loss and L.A. picking up the win over Minnesota, Salt Lake has a chance to really distance themselves from the rest of the West. They could get into a 3-way tie for second and go up 2 games on anybody else in the Western Conference.
Duty will throw, gets it, and a slant, and this pass is caught past the 40 to the 34-yard line. And a timeout for Dallas. I mean, that's probably why they were calling the timeout. Maybe they were looking at the personnel and were like, you know what, maybe we can get him on a slant.
Isaiah Taylor on the catch for Dallas, and by my count, Ramos, that's his first catch of the season. I don't have him in a box score.
It takes sometimes the unsung heroes on tight games like this. Duty will check it down and trying to get out of bounds, but unable to do so is the running back. That was Wells.
I'll check that. Brendan Taylor with that last catch. That's his 28th of the season.
Oh, that's Taylor, yeah.
What do I know?
2nd and 6. Duty to throw with time. The pass past the sticks is caught. Amazing catch. Getting down and catching the ball. Dallas has to call their last timeout with 3 seconds to go. And the Talons with an amazing 45-yard drive and a chance to go up top by 3 again.
We have seen some great execution in the final minute of each half so far today, especially in the UFL. That was another great drive.
The field goal, this one a chip shot compared to the 57-yarder, is up and good. And Dallas, after 24 minutes of play, will go to the locker room with a 3-point lead. And Cam, just want to hear your thoughts of the first half, an exciting first half of play between 2 very evenly matched teams.
Both teams, and look at the yards per play. Not to pat myself on the back, right on the money. 8.2 for Dallas, 6.2 for Salt Lake, averaging about 7 yards a play in this first half. Yet it's 13-10. Both defenses have stepped up when they needed to. But man, these offenses are just so exciting. That was my favorite throw of the half, Ramos, to just put the touch that Cameron Duty had on that football. Because if he tries to gun that in there, it's going to be an overthrow. That was just a really great ball. And both quarterbacks, execution in the red zone or lack thereof, I think is going to decide this game. And after both running backs had such a great first half, we'll see who has the stamina to keep it up in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Yeah, and similar to, kind of like, that throw, going back to the throw, kind of like a Peyton Manning type of throw where it's like it has just enough sip on the ball, but the touch and the loft to get, softly into the receiver's hands. This one is not going to be returned. They're going to go to the 25-yard line. Both kickers and punters for that matter, having a good night tonight. You can really see, the elevation here in Utah playing a factor. And here come the Talon offense. It's been mostly on the ground, if I have to say it. At least that has been what has set up the rest of the offense for the Talons. And they're going to play action fake. Duty throws a launch ball, and Duty has his receiver incomplete.
Bro, Aaron Willis again. That's one of those plays where it's Rashad Lockley and it's a touchdown because they just execute it to perfection. Not against Aaron Willis. He's having maybe the best game of any defender in the league this week. Look out.
Yeah, Wells gets enough for a first down. Swift gets enough for a first. Well, actually, ruled about a half a yard shy again. Obviously, the yellow line not official. It did look like he was just past it, but just about a couple inches away.
Oh, did Dallas move?
Here for Dallas. That's going to make it a much tougher third down here.
Wow, and I was just about to say, now Jeff Wells is in. They've been riding the hot hand of Swift, but Wells now checks in the pass-catching back.
Duty to throw. Duty with the loft, incomplete. And this one, another very dangerous throw. It looked like, Cam Duty didn't get the look like he was expecting. He was probably expecting more of a shallow coverage, but a really, really good stop here by the Salt Lake defense.
And yet, Taylor still almost had the catch. But Rico, I think, was trying to knock that down, and then it hit the chest of Don Mariano, and it almost resulted in a disastrous play there for the Hornets. Boy, what a huge defensive stop. Dallas could have gone 2 for 1 there to start the second half. They did not.
Good punt to the 12-yard line, and again, the coverage is right there to make the stop at the 18. So Salt Lake gets the stop. Jay Carter will go back onto the field, an up and down quarter for Carter. In between the 20s, he has been, for the most part, money. Throws 2 interceptions in the end zone, but finishes up on a high note with that catch and touchdown as he's trying to keep that positive momentum going. Carter with the draw. Allure goes down hard. Again, a 2-yard loss, and the Dallas defense is having none of it.
Van Holten is putting belt to you-know-what tonight on the defensive front. He is just ruining Wells' life. I mean, that is a brutal hit from Allure, and then at the end of the play, shoves over another offensive lineman. That might have been Skippy on that play.
Dallas definitely doing a much better job, as Salt Lake does have the edge on the total yardage, but Dallas with the lead. Allure gets the handoff, and one more time, there's just not enough room for Allure to get past the second line of defense. 3rd and 9 upcoming here for Salt Lake, and a big opportunity here for Dallas to get a stop. Gun bunch. Carter throws deep. The pass is caught, and reaching back is Anderson for a first down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ramos, did he have to turn around, turn his back to the defender to make this play? Let's watch it again. Good camera angle here. Oh yeah, he kind of had to sidestep the football. That was a really interesting ball placement there from Carter, and Anderson makes a stellar adjustment. He was acquired from Denver in free agency, and he's been a nice little addition to Pangori and Kay.
Allure with a handoff. This time better room for Allure on that one. 6-yard pickup for Salt Lake, up to 100 yards rushing.
You know, these primetime games, they just have a different feel, don't they, Ramos? I mean, that New Orleans crowd was hyped in the rain. That game had a lot of energy. This is a playoff atmosphere in this stadium tonight.
Anderson in motion. The handoff goes to Allure on the outside zone, but against Scruggs, who has been quiet ever since that red zone stop, gets another stop. 3rd and 4.
Unclaimed Jarek Briggs makes that play at defensive end. He extends Allure outside and doesn't leave any room for him to turn the corner.
Carter throws middle. The pass is caught and again getting loose past the 20 into the 15-yard line. That's been the main man tonight. He with another catch.
Ramos, I love to say it, that defender just got sauced. Sauce K rips the ball away, 112 yards on 6 catches, and he just took it away from Foxworth, who was trying to nab his second interception of the night. Back into the red zone go the Hornets, trying to take the lead.
You know, and for Sauce K to be that big and that shifty and quick is very impressive, contorting his body to get that catch, and then the yards after the catch. As Salt Lake is threatening again. Play action. Carter with time, running out of time and going down. Fumbles the ball. And this big return to the 29. We'd like to see another look at that one, Cam. But for now, Carter fumbles the ball.
That might be the third red zone turnover for Carter tonight. That happened very late in the play. Barnett with the sack. I think he's down.
It's very close.
Here we go.
We're going to have a better angle at this one. He was down, I think, Cam.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably saved DJ Kilgannon from not getting to play the next down, because otherwise he would have been so tired from running all the way the other side. It was still there. There's the booth review. Yeah,
there's the booth review. They were, Cam Duty and company were trying to get quickly onto the field to get a playoff, but it looks like Carter, his left knee is down for sure. We have a really good look at this one. Right there, the play is over.
And Champion in the chat was asking, what's going on with Dallas's defense? Keep in mind a few things. Number one, they got 2 red zone interceptions tonight, so that's pretty good. Number 2, Salt Lake is the second highest scoring team in the league at 27 points a game. This is not an easy team to slow down, and they get the ball back off the review.
2nd and 22, K in motion.
Cool.
The handoff goes absolutely nowhere and going backwards again. This Talon front 4 has been awesome.
Well, what do you have in your playbook for 3rd and 24? Not a whole lot. If you're Salt Lake, maybe you just throw up a jump ball to Pangori or K in the end zone and try to call it a day. This Dallas team, again, as soon as Salt Lake gets into the 20, they get their teeth out and they are chopping.
Either that or maybe just a screen or a shallow cross, maybe just get you in better position for a field goal and tie this one up. Carter will do just that. It's just a shallow cross to Pangori. This one is not going to go very far. To the 17-yard line, good tackle made by Scruggs. And Salt Lake will have a chance to at least tie this one up.
Dallas has the second best red zone defense. You could argue the best red zone defense, as they give up just 79.3, I guess their percentage of giving up scores in the red zone is just 79%. They also only give up 13 touchdowns on 29 attempts, which is one of the best in the league as well. And here tonight, they have been stingy.
This one about a 35-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Up and good. Salt Lake ties this one up again, 13-13. New bingo number is 35. Remember, the winning cards are horizontal tonight. And decent drive here for Salt Lake, Cam, getting at least a tie here.
This has been one of the most entertaining UFL games of the season, Ramos, because these two teams, have we had a 3-and-out tonight? I mean, they have been moving the ball so efficiently down the field, but it's not easy to get points tonight. They have come at a premium, and there has not been a single star, Ramos, when you think about it, that has not showed up in this game. Every star, I feel like, has played a critical role in this one.
This one is going to be returned, a rare return in tonight's ball game, and with a spin move getting to the 26. Go the Talons, so Dallas with a chance to retake their lead. here on this drive. Cam Duty coming into the field, 50% completion rate, 106 yards, a touchdown and interception. It's not been easy for Duty, especially throwing the ball down the field. They've tried to throw the ball down the field to Lockley a couple of times, and it's been clamped down. Handoff up the middle and a lot of room. Again to the 42-yard line goes Swift, averaging 9 per rush.
You know what Brooke O'Neal was saying on that play, Ramos? Oh, crap. He's just running at her 100 miles an hour, and I'm surprised Brooke didn't get run over and give up a touchdown. She saved the touchdown on that play.
Duty now goes in the gun with 2 tight ends. The handoff goes off tackle. This one with solid blocking. Wells gets the rush for a gain of 5.
Good little fake from Duty there. Don't see that often.
Bunch formation for Dallas. And Cam Duty will throw with all day to throw. Duty checks it down and breaking a tackle. Only a gain of 3 yards. Very good job at the Salt Lake secondary, making sure everything was well covered.
They dropped 8, and Jay Carter with our first bingo in the chat.
Well, personnel, handoff, and this one will be a first down. Quick, just by will and power getting that first.
Man, he has been awesome tonight, Ramos. That play should not have resulted in a first down. You try to hit him low, you try to hit him high, nothing works. He is just a beast. 6 foot, 228, one of the best running backs in the league. And Dallas got themselves a good one when they nabbed him from Cleveland. Cleveland had a lot of good players last year, couldn't make the playoffs.
Toss play to the left-hand side and really good angle and tackling on the outside by the captain of his team, Ruff. 4th solo tackle of the night.
Brees Ruff, another player this week that was a point of emphasis on this defense, and it's paying off for the Hornets. That was the first time in a long time I can remember Jaden Swift going down behind the line of scrimmage, and the pressure shifts back to Cameron Duty, and Neil Rivers at tight end has been really quiet tonight. I think only one catch.
And this one with a lot of room and a first down on 2nd and 11 goes Wells.
That's what makes this Dallas offense so frustrating to defend, because Wells is just such a different type of back. 5'8", 201, totally just lighter weight, smaller than Jaden Swift. And just when you're expecting to get run over by a truck, you get passed over by an F1 car.
Balanced offense here tonight for the Talons. 15 rushes, 15 pass attempts. Duty play action, the pass deep, and well overthrows his intended receiver. And that's a good matchup that you want to have. And if you're Cam Duty, you want to have that one back, Cam. That was his receiver against the linebacker one-on-one.
He's just been a little bit off tonight, and it's honestly what's keeping Salt Lake in this game.
Duty hands the ball off. This one not going anywhere at all. That's Wells. Maybe a couple of yards to bring up a 3rd and 80. Will be about a 51-yard field goal from here for Dallas,
which we know they can hit.
Yep. In this direction, they kicked a 57-yarder early on. And Duty will throw past the sticks. This one, a great defensive play. Taylor asking for a PI, but I think that was a clean defensive play, Cam.
Montel Singleton Jr. out of the slot just swats it away from Taylor. Yeah, he's trailing the play the entire way and grabs on his arm and pulls it down.
A little bit of a close call there, but I think a good call not to make this a PI. This kick from 51 is up, and again, it's good. And Dallas with Ruth, second make of 50-plus tonight, gets Dallas back on top.
Corey Ruth now 15 of 16 on the season. 4th in the league in field goal percentage. Only New York's Cyrus Foster and Los Angeles' Brian McCabe, who neither have missed this season, has a better percentage. Ruth has been excellent for Dallas, and another pretty good drive that ends in just 3 points as these defenses clamp up.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the yards, and you would expect right now for us to have about a 28 to 27 game, but you know, it's just been very difficult to get in the end zone. Only 2 touchdowns in tonight's game as Allure comes back to the field. Again, it started very well, and as of late, I mean, he just hasn't had enough space.
And Jeff Wells, the third down back for Dallas, to answer Damon's question in the chat.
Handoff goes to Allure, gets probably a couple, but not much more than that.
And I think the difference between the two teams right now, Ramos, is that Allure has been pretty bottled up the last, I would say, quarter and a half, whereas Dallas is still gashing the Hornets in the run game.
In motion, faking the jet sweep. Allure with a nice cut. And Allure, best rush of maybe the third quarter, gets about 6.
Third down and 2 for Salt Lake. They've been in a lot of third and short situations tonight. Got Pangori at the bottom.
Heavy formation for Salt Lake. Stretch play. Allure gets absolutely crushed. And again, the Dallas defense stands up tall. Marsh on the tackle.
Derek Marsh, that man has a family. Oh my goodness. Marsh just wiped him off the face of the earth. 28 tackles this season. Really has not filled the stat sheet all that much, but comes up with probably his biggest play of the season right there.
Salt Lake has to punt it away. This one a beauty. Bounces at the 8, at the 2, and into the end zone for a touchback.
No way. There's a magnet under that line, Ramos.
Salt Lake's punt team just couldn't get there as Duty quickly throws it short. That's Wells on the catch, getting 4. End of 3, we've had a doozy of a matchup. The Talons lead 16-13 as you're watching the UFL here on VFN. That's Cameron Irvine. This is Ramos Lynn. 12 more minutes to decide a winner tonight. Duty drops back. The pass is caught and getting lost on the play. And off he goes. And once he gets behind you, it is over. Touchdown, Talons.
I don't know. Salt Lake comes out to start the fourth quarter. Maybe they think they're going to catch Dallas off kilter, but I mean, it was almost like they didn't know what the play was. Aaron Willis didn't know he didn't have safety help. Salt Lake was bringing a whole bunch of bodies down into the box. That was a disaster on a little double move, little post corner from Rashad Lockley. That's the last thing you needed is Salt Lake, because you've been kind of rolling along just fine, but now you're going to have to press through this fourth quarter. That just can't happen.
You're just getting lost on the play, and that's something that you cannot do when you're dealing with the fastest player of the Talon offense. Ruth puts the extra point up and good. 300 yards for Dallas. It's a 10-point lead, and the Salt Lake Hornets, to your point, they really need a good drive here to keep pace.
Salt Lake, frustrating. They have been in a couple of really close battles of late. Their last 2 losses by 4 points to Wichita on the final play of the game, then to Minnesota in the final 20 seconds of the game. Then we get into the fourth quarter. They're right there. They're only down 3. They give up that touchdown, and they got New York next week. So this is a serious situation for the Hornets now. They need some points, and they need them pretty quickly.
Going back on the return, just getting to the 26 is Salt Lake, and it's just been the lack of explosive plays for Salt Lake, right? They've been able to get some, good rushes You know, some good passes underneath, but outside of K, just not a lot of explosiveness coming from the Salt Lake Hornets here in the second half. Throwing the ball middle. That's going to be Pangori, and another penalty. Looks like another face mask here.
Stop pulling on the masks, people. And it's interesting. Salt Lake is using Pangori a little bit more in the short and medium portion of the field, Ramos. I'm surprised they haven't tried to take as many deep shots, but that's also, you know, a huge testament to this secondary, including Corin Foxworth, their number one corner. They know maybe that's not the matchup they're going to win tonight.
Carter throws middle. The pass is caught by... Absolutely amazing catch by Pangori. Again, I'm telling you, man, that's the best and most shifty and elusive 67 ever.
And I stand corrected because that was on Foxworth in one-on-one coverage. So maybe they do believe in her after all. Look at the body, the box out to take Foxworth completely out of the play. It's like a solar eclipse out there in comparison, as Foxworth's 5'11" frame had nothing on Pangori on that play.
That looked like a Shaquille O'Neal box out. I mean, that was insane from Pangori. This one, an off-target throw to Allure. We'll bring up a 2nd and 10. And
at least it wasn't a sack. Carter had to get rid of that pretty quickly, threw it out of harm's way, so not a terrible play there from Jay.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Carter now with time, throws middle. The pass is caught right up the seam. No, incomplete. Off the hands of his intended receiver, and that has to be the most, like, devastating throw of the night.
Ramos, that ball was sitting on Patrick Anderson's stomach while he was on the ground. Lucky it wasn't a pick.
Faking the screen and throwing into double coverage. Trying to get, again, to Pangori on the left-hand side, backside, but nothing doing there. 4th down and 10. This will be about a 50-yard field goal from here for Salt Lake, and Pangori actually had to act as a defender.
We saw that from Jay Carter on 3rd and goal earlier in the game. Just that pass is just too quick. You're trying to run a fake screen wheel to the outside. You got to let it develop, and Jay just kind of panicked, tried to find Pangori in double coverage.
This will be from 49. The field goal is up and good for Salt Lake. So they do cut it down to a 1-possession game. But again, the Hornets, after a promising start of the drive, can only muster 3 points. Another bingo number 49 is off the board. Probably crucial for a lot of people's bingo cards.
It's been a good night for coast to coast bingo. We've been able to. It's not usual that we can fill up the graphic as much as we have, and hopefully somebody out there has gotten lucky.
This one will be returned just to the 24, and this is a very even though we have a lot of time, Cam, this is a very high pressure drive here for Dallas, right? I mean, you normally think of the trailing team being pressured, but also the team that is leading, having the pressure of having to respond and just keep putting up points.
You got to stop that man, Rashad Lockley, who has 6 touchdowns on just 33 catches this season.
Duty goes to Lockley. This one good for a 1st down, but it looks like maybe a hold. And it is a hold, Kevin Lippett on the infraction. 1st and 20, Cam. A very costly penalty, trying to run outside, and that's a great job on the outside. Just stealing the edge, not allowing the ball to get stretched out to the outside, only a 1-yard pickup.
Dan the Bull Taylor makes sure that Swift can't get outside off the edge. That was a great play by the linebacker.
Play action. Duty has time, throws, the pass is caught! What an unbelievable catch by a man who, again, you talked about him. We hadn't seen anything of him, but Rivers with his second catch of the night.
That is stupid from Neil Rivers. He gets the foot and then the kneecap down in bounds on a jump ball here. Oh, man, that's just a beautiful catch.
In the amount of plays that we've had as of late of box outs, right? The receiver just getting in front of the defender and mossing the defender as this one gets stretched out to the outside and getting the first down is Swift. What a set of drive, or what a set of downs here for Dallas. Down to a 1st and 20, getting that first down.
Great backside block there from Dallas, and then Jaden Swift just continues to fall forward. Look at Taylor getting blown up off the line, and Swift just carving out 2 or 3 pivotal yards for Dallas to keep the drive alive.
That was Rivers just getting that crucial block. Duty throws it short. Rivers again coming up alive here in the 4th quarter of play, gets a first down.
You can't keep them all contained, and crucially, Ramos, we're coming up on field goal range for Dallas, maybe about 15 yards away. That would make it a 2-score game.
Hand off to Swift, and that's almost the 15 yards you're talking about. Swift with another big-time rush.
As much as Salt Lake has done right tonight, they have not been able to stop that man all night long. They cannot figure out how to, win the line of scrimmage here tonight. And I think, if Dallas wins this game, they're going to look at the fact they won both sides of the line of scrimmage as why they've run it. This is only their 41st offensive play of the game. There's 8 minutes left.
And off to Swift, off tackle, a lot of room again and again, another face mask.
Holy smokes.
And that one hurts.
It's just killing these teams this week, and now it's killing Salt Lake. They gotta get a turnover.
They desperately need what Dallas was able to get in the 1st quarter of play, which is turnovers in the red zone. I formation. Duty drops back to throw. Duty all day throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Wow, not giving up on the play. That was a touchdown all the way for Rivers.
Wow, what a great play.
2nd and 10. Duty, play fakes. Duty throws, pass, middle, caught, touchdown, Talons. And they go up 2 scores one more time.
That's Craig Branch, and it's just a misread there by the linebacker, Don Mariano. You had him. Where are you going?
Yep.
And Taylor's got to clean it up. Just a couple of critical and serious defensive breakdowns for Salt Lake in the 4th quarter could be their undoing again late in stretches of games.
Extra point is up and good, and Mariano just got caught on that crosser, but that's not your man. I mean, that's you have to be disciplined with your eyes. That's not the receiver you're supposed to cover. Another bingo number, that's number 18 on the board. And Salt Lake really in some dire straits.
Well, the good thing is that there's still 7:35 to go. Salt Lake's, I think, going to be in the no huddle, down 2 scores. Maybe after the 6-minute mark, but certainly here shortly for the Hornets. And you got to get a score quick, and then hope your defense can do something against Jaden Swift, come up with some kind of turnover, anything. A lot of pressure on the offense as Dallas, it feels like Ramos has gotten better every quarter tonight.
Yes, absolutely. This one is being returned. They need this one, but not getting anything. The coverage for both teams, special teams units, has been just incredibly good in tonight's game. The returners have a tough time, and then so has Jake Carter. I mean, a few good throws, but those 2 interceptions in the red zone really being the difference in tonight's ball game. Dropping back to throw, Carter just has to check it down to Allure, who has a few, maybe a gain of 5. And Dallas is just playing back. I mean, there's just nothing down the field for the Hornets to attack.
And that's their luxury. Look for under 6 minutes to go. Salt Lake to go no huddle.
Bunch formation. Carter has time, throws it middle, incomplete. And the Dallas defense does it again. Another pass breakup, 3rd and 5. Salt Lake City absolutely needs this one.
Frank Bernstein, we haven't mentioned much tonight with that knockaway.
Let's see if Kay can make a play. Kay has been quiet as of late. Carter throws it deep. He has a man, and the pass is caught to Pangori for a first.
The leading lady 39-yard reception keeps the game alive for Salt Lake. And when the Talons were bringing a little heat up the middle, I thought to myself, oh, that's not good. But that's a great read from Jay and an even better ball. Probably his best pass of the night over the head of Corin Foxworth.
Yeah, and as good as Foxworth has been tonight for the most part, Pangori has had his number a couple of times here in the second half on deep throws. The Hornets not dead yet. Carter to throw, just checks it down to Allure, who takes some time to compose himself, does get about 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2.
If you're Salt Lake, you wanna push, but you don't want to press. You still have plenty of time left in this game. You just need a touchdown, a stop, and a score.
Carter to throw middle. The pass is caught to Kay. Fumbles the ball. And it's recovered by Dallas. And now it's being returned past the 25, the 30, and out of bounds at the 36. What a crushing hit that Pangori had to suffer. That's a clear fumble.
That was the biggest hit in UFL history, Ramos. Watch this absolute smackdown. And I thought that it was recovered there for a minute by Salt Lake. Jordan Palmer, the free safety, just annihilated Sauce K.
A difference of at least 40 pounds, if not 50. And just an unbelievable play defensively for Dallas, who, again, I mean, technically the play was behind the 20-yard line, but the ball was inside the 20 by the time the fumble was forced. Another takeaway for the Talons and the Hornets, just in desperation mode, trying to get the stop. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ramos, that was just sick. I mean, I cannot believe what an absolute kill shot to try to get your 6th win of the season.
Duty to throw deep, and the pass could have been intercepted, and that's been the difference, I guess, in tonight's ball game, Cam. Dallas able to be opportunistic off the defensively, getting the takeaways, and Salt Lake just has not been able to get them.
Dallas getting a little cocky here.
Duty to throw deep up the seam, incomplete.
Wow. A 3 and out that takes about 20 seconds off the clock for Dallas. That one, that is inexplicable. I know you've got some talented receivers out there, but how about LaBreece Ruff making up for the face mask penalty? Ripped that one away from Lockley, and that was just poor by Dallas. That gives Salt Lake another shot.
Yeah, and I think Dallas just outsmarted themselves at this. Punt is going to be down at the 2. What a punt by Strong.
Every time, in the rare moments, Ramos, that Dallas does something dumb tonight, they do something brilliant about 2 plays later. And that's, they just haven't stopped. And now when you're 98 yards away, man, that's tough with 4:50 to go.
It's a tough position to be in. You have to bring up the backed up offensive playbook, and it will start with a run, even though that one is a good one for a gain of 10 or 9.5. 2nd and inches coming up, but the clock is Salt Lake's biggest enemy right now.
You're going to be in no huddle no matter what, but at least it gives them some breathing room.
Carter in the gun. Throws to the outside. The pass is caught. Turning upfield. Gets a gain of 9 up to the 19-yard line. But you can see how Dallas, at least on that play, was trying to cover the sidelines as much as possible. They gave him the inside, which is fine for them. Carter to throw. Carter with the rush, and the pass is incomplete, just barely getting rid of it.
Do you see Carter's head get snapped back, Ramos? That was Scruggs. Golly, this Dallas team is just, they can smell blood right now.
They have turned it, they're turned it up to another gear the Dallas defense has here in the fourth quarter. Jay Carter throws the ball down the field. It's caught by Kay to the 41-yard line, and we'll continue with the no huddle. Salt Lake still with their 3 timeouts.
If Salt Lake can get a score before the 2-minute warning, you never know. Kay's up to 150.
Carter dropping back to throw. Throws to the outside. Well overthrown, incomplete. At least that will stop the clock for the Hornets.
For Dallas, they're looking good if they can pick up this win and get to 6-3. They got San Diego, New Orleans, and Phoenix left, or next. 3 teams under 500.
Carter checks it down to Allure, and unable to get nothing there is Scruggs making another tackle. He's been just unbelievable in tackling in open space tonight.
The checkdowns in the middle of the field, just a killer to no-huddle offenses.
Carter with a clean pocket, just 3 rushers, throws deep, and the pass is caught by Panglory to the 12.
Stop it. Golly. Man's going off against Dallas here, but they gotta get in the end zone, Ramos. This has been their problem.
Carter to throw with time, now runs out of time and goes down at the 21. You cannot have sacks happen if you're the Hornets.
It's as soon as they get inside the 20, Ramos, they just decombust, or it's more like Dallas stiffens up. It's just been so impressive all night.
Play action. Carter all day this time. Carter throws to the outside, incomplete, overthrows Panglory, who was pretty open. 3rd and 20, and Salt Lake is just discombobulated here. I mean, again, to your point, it's just like they hit a force field when they get to the 20. Carter will actually do the counter play, and this one is good to Alert for a touchdown.
No, I mean, that just happened.
Inexcusable for Dallas, Cam. I mean, you have them backed up, and on a counter play, Alert goes for 21 and a score.
That takes some stones by Salt Lake's play calling. They figure they're in 4-down territory anyway, so why not, right? And Alert gets free on the outside. Salt Lake, all 3 timeouts, and the 2-minute warning goes 10 plays, 98 yards, and they ain't dead yet.
And only 2:24 off the clock. I mean, for a team that didn't spend any of the timeouts, a team that didn't, face even the 2-minute warning, for them to go 98 yards in under 2.5 minutes is very impressive. Salt Lake still has their 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, and Dallas is coming off a 3-and-out.
I tell you what, Ramos, if Dallas does not hand the ball to Jaden Swift, their coaching staff might not want to get on the plane today. I mean, you just give it to them. They have not been able to stop them as Dallas tries to ice this one.
This one will be returned. Salt Lake needs a stop here, and they will get it at the 26-yard line. And needless to say, a crucial drive for the Dallas offense and the Salt Lake defense. And they will bring up the big guys here on 1st down and 10. Handoff goes to Swift. He has a lot of room, and Swift up to the 42. Timeout is called by Salt Lake, their first one of the second half.
They just can't do it, Ramos. They just cannot figure out where he's going and how to bring him down. 154 rushing yards today for Dallas, and if the Talons end up holding on to win this game, this is going to be a shoulda, woulda, coulda for Salt Lake. They had this one. They played so well, but they just have not been able to stop Swift.
Gun formation, play action, Duty will throw, just checks it down. His tackle inbounds at least, but a timeout is called by Salt Lake. No gain on the play.
And that's fine. Swift may have needed a break on that play, and
yeah.
If you're gonna throw in that situation, throw it to your pass catching back out of the backfield.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 2nd and 12 though. Dallas in a tough situation. Swift will check back in the backfield. Salt Lake now brings a couple of guys back down in the box, expecting a run.
Ooh.
This one, a handoff going nowhere. Maybe the best defensive play of Salt Lake in tonight's ball game against the rush. Another timeout is called, their last one, and now we only have the 2-minute warning left.
And Ramos, if I'm Dallas, I'm throwing it here. There's 2:08 to go. If you don't get it, it's basically the 2-minute warning anyway. You have nothing to lose. It's 3rd and 13. You got a talented receiving core. Go out and win the game.
3rd and 3. Duty all day. Duty pass that sticks. The pass is overthrown.
Wow.
How often do we hear about that? I mean, it is hard to overthrow that receiver. I mean, luckily it's as fast as anybody in the UFL, and just a terrible throw from Duty.
Man, 2 minutes to go and no timeouts. Oh, stop it.
Oh my God. What a bounce. The ball is down at the 7-yard line. 2 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. Dallas is up 7.
Can they do it again, Ramos? They went 98.
1:55 to go. Carter throws it to the sideline, incomplete, trying to connect with K on that one. Jay Carter up to 385 yards passing tonight.
Sheesh.
They will need him to go above 450 if they want to win this one. Play action to Allure. With time, the pass to the outside is caught. What a throw!
Dropped.
Oh, incomplete, my bad.
Wow. I mean, close to Anderson on the sideline. Really should have come up with it.
Very, very close. I thought that one was for short caught, but that's another one that Salt Lake will like to have back. Carter has to get rid of it, throws it deep, launches it, and the pass is intercepted. And Dallas will withstand. Foxworth with his 2nd interception of the night will seal this one for the Talons. Such a roller coaster of a game for Foxworth, Cam. Started off strong with the interception, then burned by Pangori a couple of times, but makes the biggest play of the night.
Dang, and Carter just got, I mean, that's triple coverage down the field. Now, if Mia would have come down with that one, that truly would have been heroics, but I mean, it's 1-on-3. Carter just a little desperate. Didn't even see the interception because he got annihilated at the goal line. This game for Salt Lake just like you said, Ramos, a roller coaster, and a roller coaster they ultimately fell off the tracks on. Dallas had just enough to outlast them. 4 turnovers for Salt Lake, 3 of them in the red zone, 1 of them on a potential game-tying drive. And look out, Swift taken down in the backfield because of the 35-second play clock. They didn't have enough time to kneel it there. Glover almost ripped the football away in the backfield.
Yeah, I was about to say, a very sketchy handoff right there. Very lucky Swift was able to at least secure the ball. You know, yards don't really matter here for Dallas. They just need to protect the football and, you know, get the clock running. Gun formation here for Duty and the Talons. Do they have the stones to throw this one? No, they will just hand the ball off, crushing it right there at the 30-yard line.
And the reason why you're seeing this out of Dallas right now is because on 4th down, you are forced to run a play with under 8 seconds to go. And so that might be what the situation we end up in with Dallas having to punt on 4th down, Ramos, and you don't want to get your punt blocked. Again, on 4th down, you have to run a play inside 8 seconds, and that's what's going to happen here. Salt Lake's got to send everybody.
They will. Look at all the players at the line of scrimmage. The kick is cleanly
Look at that punt.
away. Just 2 guys there, nothing doing. And the Dallas Talons will go up to 6-3, a crushing loss for the Salt Lake City Hornets, who dropped to 4-5 and have a tough schedule ahead of them. Jordan Palmer, the player of the game, with a sack and that absolutely devastating hit with a fumble, gets your player of the game nod. But Cam, when I hear yours, if you agree with the decision and your final thoughts of tonight's just electric ball game.
How about the East today? New Orleans beats Austin. Rochester beats Phoenix. Dallas beats Salt Lake. A lot of cross-conference victories around the UFL today. And, man, Ramos, I mean, player of the game. Jaden Swift was the only one that seemed to really never be stopped today. He just ran all over Salt Lake, and they really didn't have an answer. Some players stepped up really big. I mean, Salt Lake converted 11 third downs, but 7 trips in the red zone with just 2 touchdowns is the difference in this ball game. But yeah, I think it's Jaden Swift, 19 for 128. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, just to give a different name, I have to give a shout out to Scruggs. Especially that stop at the goal line, right? The Hornets had a chance to go up, and it was a it was a fullback fake toss. Scruggs looked like he was out of the play, but was able to redirect himself and get the tackle for a loss. I feel that was a pivotal play in tonight's ball game, as Salt Lake City just had nothing inside the red zone. For Cameron Irvine, who was in color and obviously the co-founder of the UFL, I was Ramos Lynn. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. You'll have a good one.